Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hammer the Gods. We are here tonight to play some Werewolf the Apocalypse, or in this case, specifically Werewolf Wild West, which is just my bullshit version because I'm not using the old school rules. Because I like the 5th edition, it makes sense to me. Uh, anyway, we are here also to raise money for the Trans Empowerment Project. There is a link in the thing. Mm, I definitely remember my own link thing. Yeah, there we go. Now it's a good time. You can, throughout this stream, donate money up to a certain point to influence the game, to do things like heal the players or enemies, increase the danger level, so on and so forth. And it's all for a good cause. None of that goes to me. So, before we get started, I'm going to let my lovely players introduce themselves and their characters because it's been a little bit since we played. Alana, do you want to start us off since you are new to this particular game?
Okay. Hi, I'm
No
Alana.
pressure.
I go by Vega pronouns. I'm going to be playing Ollie, who is a Ragabash, also goes by they, them pronouns. They are kind of like a friendly trickster-ish type. So they'll be maybe pranking some people occasionally. Mostly enemies, don't worry.
Mostly.
That's their favorite. Opponents are their favorite. So they're done. Should I do like a little backstory or?
Sure, yeah, whatever you feel like
Okay.
sharing. Also, don't forget to
So,
tell us who you are and what you do, like as a regular
oh
human.
yeah, whoops. I'm I'm an artist. I do art for Even Footing Games. I also make dice. You can find me at Spectral Craft Dice on all of my social media basically, and yeah, that's me. And then
Yeah, and
yeah, I
any,
mentioned.
any
You want me to go
backstory?
background? Okay,
Go
so they're
for it.
kind of a little bit more posh, I guess you would say, for this era. They're from the city, so and they were wealthy, and they were a librarian, which before everything happened, they were a librarian, and they basically had wanted to explore, and that's kind of what triggered their change. So fun time.
I
And
love
then
it. I love it.
it kind of carried over, and they became obsessed with the occult and want to find out more, and always driven to like find out more about the occult. That's Ollie.
The natural progression from
Yeah.
librarian to occult Garou.
Yep. Yep.
Fantastic. Who is going to follow that up? Oh, and I'm going to let you pick.
Let's go with Shannon.
Hey everybody, so I'm Shannon. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Imagine If. You can always find me on YouTube and Twitch at Imagine If Media as well. And I am playing Sadie today. Sadie has a little bit of a temper. She's very protective of her crew. She just is just itching for a fight all the time and very curious and yeah, very protective of the bunch. And I'm going to throw it
Love it.
over to Lucky Lemon.
There we go. Hi, I'm Mika. I do things. I'm the co-creator of Roll D5, and you can catch me most often over there. And hey, hi. I'm playing Lucky Lemon, who is the sheriff's son, and is 6'3" and the runt of the litter, despite being an only child.
Love it so much. All right, who are you picking to follow that?
Popcorn over to Addie.
Hi, y'all. I'm Rosie, aka Dolly Pop. You can find me at dollypop.art pretty much everywhere. I'm a digital illustrator. I draw lots of cute girls and things like that. Speaking of cute girls, I will be playing Addie tonight, who is a galliard, loves to sing, loves to revel, loves to travel, all that kind of fun cowgirl roaming the range kind of stuff. And I guess I'll throw it to Eve.
Hello. My name is Jay. I procrastinate in making games over at Laughing Lark Games on Itch, and I post once every 3 weeks on Threads at By Neon Light. Tonight I'll be playing Evangeline Robichaux, aka Eve, everyone's favorite creepy umbral traveler. She is a theurge who's more at home in the spirit world, but occasionally she will traipse over to the physical world to give everyone the evil eye and try to lead them down a dangerous path like a swamp light fairy. So that's who I am.
And because we were talking about cute girls, something that we didn't really get into, like we talked about in our chat, but we didn't get into in the last game, is the relationship between Addie and Eve. Did either of you want to expand on that at all?
It's always nice to have a companion by the fireside, someone you travel with.
They were range mates. No,
They were range mates.
just gal pals out in the wilderness. So
Oh, they're lesbians.
yes, absolutely, 100%.
They're in love.
I mean,
It means the
it's-
same thing. We all know
Exactly.
History will call them roommates.
Exactly.
that. Yeah, we're all queer here. We all know what that means. We get it.
Oh yes.
And Alana, you and I kind of chatted, and we chatted a little bit in our group chat. How many times can I say chat in one sentence? About where Ollie was while we were having our adventure last time. Did you want to fill us in on that a little bit?
So Ollie kind of gets a little distracted when they're finding occult information, and they have to follow that trail, or else they'll be no longer in favor with the horned serpent. Basically, is the whole thing. So they went on this whole little journey of trying to find information about this one thing and having to follow this chain of information and got completely distracted when they're actually supposed to be over with you all.
Been there before.
But they definitely kept an eye on you all because they have augur, which allows them to just kind of peek through mirrors and through like reflective pools. So they just occasionally would pop in and see what you guys were up to and then disappear again.
I love the idea that they're like eating like really, old school Wild West popcorn in the Umbra, basically watching like Old West TV. I mean, obviously TV didn't exist back then, but they are watching their friends on their version of TV.
I just have one of those cast iron pans, just popping popcorn on the cast iron pan and some oil.
Mm-hmm. And then after you
that
pop
sounds
the
so good.
popcorn, you can watch your friends.
Yeah,
In the
exactly.
oil.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
make popcorn during
exactly.
the break.
Yo.
You're welcome.
Fantastic. Well, on that note, where we're going to pick up, last time we had some fun adventures dealing with ghosts and all kinds of fuckery in the town of Silver Falls, which doesn't actually exist. We are going to be in a real Montana city. This will take place in Missoula, as it says on the screen. But where we're going to pick up, though, is Ollie. You have been off exploring deep in the Umbra, just as far as you can get. And you have found yourself following a bat that doesn't quite act like other bats you've seen in the Umbra. It seems to have more intelligence than any you've seen before.
This is fascinating. Just gonna creep around behind, be as stealthy as I can, following it.
Yeah, why don't
The bat.
you give me a dexterity and stealth roll? We'll get this started.
Oh.
I'm
Okay,
enjoying the
so I
faces
rolled-
that they're making.
Not
I
me
rolled
like digging out all my D10s because I finally know what dice I need now. Because I
My
totally forgot.
Sorry, Lana,
Okay, so I
didn't mean to
had
cut you off.
three dice in the pool. That's okay. I don't. I rolled a 7, a 4, and an 8. So
Interesting.
8 is the rage.
So we're just to clarify, we're rolling 2 dice every time.
So
So basically, whatever your rage is, it's going to take over what would be in your dice pool. So, like if you're rolling 5 dice for something and you have 2 rage, 2 of those dice would be different die. But it would still be the same dice pool.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so, Alana, I believe, didn't you have a fairly high sneak skill?
Yes. Oh, wait. Sorry. Was it supposed to be sneak as well, or stealth?
Yeah, sneaking. Or
Oh,
not
sorry. That was my bad.
stealth, whatever.
We don't know what we're doing, Rick.
Words are hard.
Okay, so I have 5 for stealth.
And I'm glad somebody does, not me.
Okay, so I got 9, 10, 5, and 5. Okay, so with the dice roller, I got 3, 7, 8. So
You
I
need
can't
6s and
remember the
above.
numbers. 6s and above. Okay, so
Yep.
2 pass. 3, 6. Yes. 5. One's a 10, and I have a 5. I rolled or fail on a rage.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have
Yeah, 'cause
wait.
you-
Do we
you
have
have
2
to-
rage?
Yeah, so you have 2
2
rage,
rage.
but
Oh,
you
okay.
have to have 2 1s, 2 2s, or a 1 and a 2 on your rage dice
Oh.
for it to be.
Oh, okay. So it was a 5
Yeah.
then. So it was.
Okay. Yep. That's all right. Not an issue. Yeah.
Forget how
So
to play this game.
you. That's okay.
You're
It's
doing
been a while. It's
awesome.
only like your 3rd time. So
I think.
all good.
Yeah.
Well, I was counting vampire because.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was
same
good.
thing.
Anyway, yeah, you rolled pretty well. What does it look like whenever Ollie is sneaking through the Umbra? So, where you are is deep Umbra. There's not a lot of like stuff necessarily. It's a little bit more abstract.
Is it fairly dark in the Umbra? You'd say?
Definitely. I mean, the deep
Okay.
Umbra is comparable to like space, but like magic
cool.
space.
That's amazing. Okay, so
Yeah.
they would kind of like, because they're wearing a lot of black, they have like a black hat, a black jacket, and like black pinstripe pant dress, if that makes sense. They have that sort of style going on. So they can kind of just like blend into the background essentially. Kind of look
Didn't
like shadow. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, so as you are blending in, floating through the deep Umbra, you watch as this bat disappears. You see it's there 1 second, and then it becomes almost like misty. And you are pretty confident, I won't make you roll, you're a pretty established umbral traveler, that they just stepped sideways. They just passed back into the physical world from the Umbra. So
I
you would
will.
know that's not something that spirits do, typically.
Because I'm so curious and I have to follow this. I have to. I'm just gonna step sideways after that.
Absolutely. So what you're going to have to do here is roll for the rite of Shadow Passage,
Okay.
which I believe it's occult and
Your highest for now.
thank you.
I have
Oh,
it.
Okay.
I was looking at
So,
Addie's sheet and I'm like, I don't know if that's on here.
Can't help you, darling.
okay. do that. Okay. I'm not rolling the dice I'm selling. Nope.
You gotta test them out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They're worth so much more if you play them on stream.
Yeah.
Now they're celebrity dice.
Now they're celebrity dice. There you go.
Uh-oh.
To roll them on stream and roll really well.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
That's a good point.
Otherwise, they're just
Okay.
cursed dice that you're giving to somebody.
All
Or
right,
are
so
you removing the curse?
I've got a bad news. I got a 1 on a rage. Oops.
Just one though. So-
And then 1. So I have fail, 2 success.
okay. So 2 successes is enough that you are able to pass back over without any issue.
Okay.
At this point in time, the gauntlet, which is, for those of you who either don't know or maybe don't remember, essentially the barrier that separates the physical world from the Umbra. And it's sort of a difficult, almost storm-like thing to pass through. It can deal damage if you are not successful in trying to cross over. It can also just prevent you from crossing over, but you are able to do that without any issue. And when you do, you see that where you had previously seen a bat, you now see a smallish man who seems to be sneaking their way into a nearby city. And with that, we're going to cut over to the rest of our party. And we'll come back to Ollie in a little bit. So, the rest of our interesting pack. they're an interesting pack. Is hanging out in the city of Missoula at the local watering hole. What would you all be doing in said tavern?
I would probably be performing.
That tracks.
I'd probably be working the bar. I mean, not the bar, the door.
Okay.
Bouncing at the door.
But you're excited?
I would be, I'd be drinking with the fellas, but the fellas would be teasing me as always.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And
What about you?
Eve is in the corner, eyes glazed and slightly luminescent as she just kind of spaces out and stares into the Umbra using her penumbral sense. Unless someone comes up to talk to her, then she kind of like snaps back.
Yeah, absolutely. Eve, give me a wits and awareness roll, please.
Can do. Six.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled 2 10s.
Yeah.
Nice. Way to start it off strong.
I know.
Uh,
That'll be
yeah.
the last 10s I roll.
ever. Yeah, Eve, as you are really paying more attention to what's going on in the Umbra than in the physical world right now, you are still aware that Addie's performing. You can see, your other friends about the bar, but you see a wolf in the distance following a bat. And we have discussed that you all at least sort of know Ollie. You may not have known that they were a Garou in the past, but you all know them somewhat. I think you probably might have even seen this particular wolf before. And Elena, do you want to tell us what Ollie looks like in lupus form?
So Ollie actually looks like my dog, and it's she's she's a corgi. Like all my dog Olive is a corgi, and they're so Ollie looks black and white with brindle cheeks, and has like the classic sort of cardigan shape going down the body, and then has
Yes.
little white mittens and each paw, and they're all different like lengths too.
Right.
So,
And-
and then a white tip on the tail.
And because corgi, obviously a great ass.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love.
Very voluptuous.
Is Ollie and
Some swagger.
Lucas the size of a corgi, or is it a corgi that's been like scaled up?
Probably more like a corgi scale.
Oh, his
Oh,
little
man.
tiny legs too.
Let's meet somewhere in the middle, like smaller than the average wolf, but
Yeah.
So that means in
Oh, I love
Hispo,
it.
it's a dire corgi then.
Yes.
that's amazing. I
I
love
love
this.
it. I love it.
All right, so I see this familiar, distinct Garou shape and a bat. Does the bat look any different than I normally see, like a bat spirit in the Umbra?
It doesn't look like any bat spirits you've seen. It looks like a pretty standard black bat, but as I was telling Alana, it does seem to act a little bit different than what you're used to seeing bats act like. There's a sense of intelligence to it that you're not used to seeing. Not that bats aren't smart, but just a different kind of intelligence.
Eddie,
I'm performing.
I'll kind of snap back into the real world. Hey, I gotta go check on some. And then I'll make my way out of the bar to somewhere secluded so that I could attempt a shadow passage.
Would
As
you take anyone
walk
with
by? Yeah, as you walk by, I would just. You need some help on this one? You all right? You look a little. You're doing that thing that you do.
I see a rather smart bat that I want to talk to. And I think I see someone I know.
Hey,
Lucky.
Riff. Yeah, they're being a little mean to me over there. Make fun of me a little too
Which
much.
one?
So all of them. Don't. They don't mean no harm.
right, later.
It's just tonight's just not a good night for it.
And
It's not
Lucky,
my
as you
mood.
say that, the group of men you had been sitting with at the bar all just like kind of look side-eyed at you, and you can see a couple of them pointing, and they all just laugh so loud.
I just want to get out of here.
You laughing now, we gonna be laughing when we watch your spirits flitter away.
I'm gonna just puff up a little bit and.
And that was the comedian
In a way.
Eve. Get the hell out of here.
See you, fellers.
Yeah. I have a thing and I can't find it, but I have a thing that's supposed to make people like be afraid. I don't know where it
It's called
is.
intimidation.
True.
Yes, it's
More
called
than
being
that, I
Sadie.
can't find it. Yeah, I don't know where it is.
That's okay. You got time.
Oh, lacerating wind, chill or unbalanced enemies. I'm just gonna. I just want to make them a little bit uncomfortable as we walk out this door.
Oh, are you going with?
I was gonna go with. Yeah, I don't let them go on their own. You see what happens.
I mean, gonna leave Addie all by herself.
Have you seen Addie?
I know how to work a room. I'll distract them.
Addie's got them eating out of their hands over there.
My
all
paws.
good.
As
Like
you
it's
go
trying his
to
hardest to just like shrink down and just go out unnoticed.
Sadie, as you go to walk off with your compatriots, the barkeep is just like, if you walk out of here, I'm not taking you back.
Oh, come on, Joe.
Sadie, I can't have you keep walking off jobs.
Joe, I got shit to do. You know this happens all the time. Who else is gonna do it?
Sadie, it's okay. I just gotta go talk to someone I think we already know. I'll be right back.
All right. But I'm coming if you're not back in 10 minutes.
Fair enough.
Oh, we'll be
Alright.
fine.
You know she
Alright.
don't have a pocket watch.
I got Lucky with me. I ain't worried.
All right. I'll go back to the door. And I'm just
Lucky
gonna
and still so much
glower
confidence
at the guys at the door. At the bar, I mean.
Yeah. So Eve and Lucky, as you head off, Eve, just before you essentially turned off your penumbral senses, you did see that the bat and wolf disappeared, which you would know is pretty normal for whenever you're peering into the Umbra if they had crossed over. But you know roughly where they would have crossed back, and making your way towards where you last saw them, you are headed towards the outskirts of the city. And you only see, I guess I should ask Ollie, would you stay in lupus form or would you transform?
I would probably transform, seeing that we were near a city or town.
Yeah.
maybe?
I think
to-
Missoula qualifies as a city, especially for the Wild West.
Okay.
I mean, there's a train station at this point,
It's
so
the
like,
metropolis
Oh, wow.
then.
That's
Yeah.
rich.
right? Fancy.
New York, watch out.
New York City.
Now I'm just gonna be thinking about that commercial for the rest of the night. Thank you.
That's what Rosie does.
Yeah. So Eve, you see your friend Ollie, or at least acquaintance Ollie, who seems to be stalking after something, but you don't see anyone or anything that they might be moving towards in particular.
Well, Eve's very familiar with being on the hunt, so she's not going to call out to spook any sort of prey. Look, shh. They're looking for something.
What does Lucky do whenever Eve says this?
What did you say?
Yeah, what did you say? I missed that.
Oh yeah, sorry, I whispered it. I said, "Lucky, shh. They hunting something. Don't spook it." And then I'll
Awkward thumbs are just like look like, all right.
and then I'll try to sneak over to.
Absolutely. Yeah, give me a stealth roll. I feel like Lucky's probably the first person who ever used the finger guns. Like in
Yeah.
Invented. Lucky
I
invented
was
it.
thinking about using them earlier too.
Boy, what you doing? You got guns. Why don't you just use those? 4 successes.
Fantastic. Yeah, so you are able to, would you be making your way like to where Ollie is or just getting closer?
Yeah, towards Ollie. Not really trying to stealth from Ollie, but making
Right.
sure I don't make any noise to spook the prey.
Yeah. So kind of sidling alongside these buildings, you're able to make your way so that you are fairly inconspicuous. But Ollie, you do see Eve. And you probably would know Lucky. Maybe, again, might not know that Lucky's a Garou, but you have at least seen them around. And it seems like they're trying to be stealthy, but intentionally making themselves, or at least Eve is intentionally making herself somewhat visible to you.
Ollie's gonna kind of signal to Eve, just really quietly, and then stick their finger up and go shh, or not say shh, but just like be quiet, please. And they're gonna continue following the person who was once a bat.
I'm just immediately picturing Elmer Fudd, but
Be very,
Very quiet.
Very, very quiet. We're hunting rabbits.
We are in the Angua.
perfect.
I love that we as a collective all have a shared brain cell because
Oh, yeah.
everyone started at like the exact same time. Phenomenal. Yeah. Ollie, give me a wits and awareness roll, please, as you are trying to find where this individual has gone off to. And while you're doing that, Addie, what would you be doing to entertain the fine folks?
So I'm a big Lucky fan, and I don't really enjoy how those gents were treating him. So I'm going to compose a song that's poking fun at each of their physical appearances, but in a way that they probably won't get, but everyone else will get it.
Right. That is fantastic. Let me.
Phenomenal.
You know what? While we're resolving Ollie's role, Addie, if you want to give me charisma, and I'm going to let you choose which of the social skills you would like to use here.
I'll probably do, even though singing, I have Piper Dotson, it doesn't feel right. It feels like etiquette would be better because I'm purposely being non-etiquette-y, so.
Exactly. You're like, I know what's right, and I'm doing
And I'm
it.
doing what's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, no rules to break them.
So, Ollie, what did you get?
Yeah, one success, and
Okay.
no bad failures on the range.
That's always a
No
plus.
ones.
Rosie, what'd you get?
So, okay. So I think that's the good news is I do have two successes. The bad news is that both of my rage dice are ones.
Oh,
And your nose is so fucking big and you smell like crab.
Okay. So in this particular instance, I don't think you cause any immediate physical harm to anything, but you aren't quite as careful as you would normally be. Yeah, you're not quite as subtle as you intended to be. And mid-song, we'll say there's 5 of them. They all get up off their bar stools and start making their way, looking really pissed off.
You can take them.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, you all
We
want
know
to take
this.
this outside?
I'm gonna come up behind them.
If you don't like my song, well, we can go outside.
And Sadie, what are you doing whenever you come up behind them?
I just want to come up behind them, and if I can, grab 2 of them and kind of just like grab them and pull them up.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just like, I'm letting Addie do all the talking.
All right,
Yeah,
that's 3 left.
Sadie, give me strength and athletics, and Ollie, you are trying your best to figure out where this person went. You think you see them duck down an alley, but you're not 100% sure. It could have been someone else. But again, I mean, Eve and Lucky are close enough you could talk to them at this point.
Okay. Oh, I think I lost them.
I can find them.
Pardon?
I can find them.
Oh,
It's what
yes,
I do.
please.
It's true. You do
Okay, I
have some bonuses to tracking.
Yes, I do. What? Can I roll?
Absolutely. Give me wits awareness, and don't forget your bonus die. And Sadie, what'd you get?
So on the rage die, I got an 8 and a 4, so that's fine, right?
Yep.
And then I got 2 7s.
Okay, so 3
Level 2?
successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with 3 successes, you are able to grab 2 of these men. I'm going to say by like the scruff of their necks, essentially,
Yeah.
and lift them
Mhm.
up.
The bolo
And
guys.
the other 3 seeing this are just like, yeah, you know what? We don't have a problem.
Ain't worth it.
Can I carry them to the door and throw them out?
Absolutely. The one who seemed to be in charge, make sure to tip extra well before they leave.
And I'm going to turn right before I put them out the door, and I'm going to say, Addie, you got anything else you want to say to them before I kick them out?
Y'all have a lovely night.
Amazing.
And I'll kick the saloon door on the way out, too.
Resume violin. Fiddle, sorry.
It's a fiddle.
It's a fiddle.
Yeah.
Guess it was good I stayed, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was
How
saying.
about
the
that
whole time.
raise?
I don't know about that.
All right, but can we get some more stuff in Addie's dressing room at least? You see what she's got to deal with.
I mean, what dressing room?
Can I get a dressing room at least?
See how I did that?
What would I do without you, my manager / bodyguard?
We'll talk.
I
We'll
got
talk.
you.
All right, Eve, what'd you get?
I got 6.
Damn,
Got the pins
You are-
again.
on fire tonight.
It's
Yeah, so Ollie, you lost the trail, but Eve is on top of it, is able to quickly figure out where this individual had gone. And Eve, you see that they go into a building that you all would be at least familiar enough with Missoula to know. It is roughly the equivalent to like a Mason's Lodge. That there's a lot of talk about like what might go on inside there, but most people don't actually have a clue. There's a lot of rumors and a lot of BS.
Ollie, they went in there, but we may want to regroup with the rest before we make any moves.
Sounds good to me.
We're over at the saloon right now.
What does Lucky think about the situation?
Lucky has no idea what's going on.
Would,
Lucky's happy to
would-
be included.
would he
I'm lucky.
say that to anyone?
Oh man, I feel like it's probably one of the reasons why Lucky gets made fun of because he's willing to admit like I'm not really sure what's going on. Eve, what's happening? What are you tracking?
I don't know what I'm tracking. I thought it was a bat, but now it looked like a person. But they went into that I don't know, some sort of secret society lodge, but I don't know. I get an iffy feeling about it, and I think we may want to talk to the rest of the pack before we make any rash decisions.
Would Lucky recognize the secret society lodge?
I was going to ask, what's your occult like?
Oh, my occult is 3 out of 5.
Wow.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me an intelligence and occult roll, please.
Ooh, okay. So I have 4 dots in intelligence, 3 in occult.
I have seen 8 die pool rolls all be failures, so
And then 2 of these are rage.
that is correct.
Okay.
Also, just as a game question,
Mhm.
I never did pick my third thing. Can I put it in athletics?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
You do a lot of
Hey.
lifting, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I do have a 9 and 2 10s.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's what, our third crit of the night?
Yeah.
I know.
And we're 45 minutes in. That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Because it's a charity stream.
It's okay. It's all going to be downhill from here.
Oh,
Yay.
so
Practically.
wait till we get into a fight, and then it's just going to be
Wow.
ones across the board.
Exactly. Yeah, so Lucky, you don't know much about this particular secret society, but whenever Eve mentioned a bat and then it became a person or seemingly became a person, that rings a bell. You know that there is an allegedly extinct type of Pharaoh, which are the other shapeshifters who aren't Garou, that can turn into bats. But every story that you've ever heard about them is they have been dead for some time.
Okay. We'll call them Pavlov's dogs. That rings a bell. There's some extinct little. Yeah, I just really wanted to say that. So otherwise, I relay the information.
Anything for the bit.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna assume that Eve is at least familiar with Macaulay being from Louisiana.
Well, this would be a Camazotz. But,
Oh,
yeah.
I know, but
yeah.
that she's just the most probably what
I
she's most familiar with is like Bastet and Macaulay because that's
I follow.
what would be in the area.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you've probably met like one or two Macaulay for sure. Which for those of you who aren't as nerdy about World of Darkness as Jay and I are the shapeshifters that frequently either turn into like crocodiles or other lizard-like creatures. Sometimes they're were-turtles, but those are pretty rare.
I think we have those in Florida.
Oh yeah.
Oh, our game,
Yeah.
our game that was in Florida, there was a Macaulay.
There's always a Macaulay.
Mhm. Absolutely.
I think one's my neighbor.
Now I just want that to be a one shot, like, and it's always sunny,
Yes.
but it's
My neighbor
Florida and
is
Macaulay,
That's a good title.
right? Right?
Well, this is gonna pique Eve's interest because she also has a lot of occult and
Oops, all occult.
yeah, like I think the three of us are like the most like
yeah.
so
Bunch of nerds.
Oh. Ollie gets like visibly excited and like it can't contain themselves. They're just vibrating. They're so excited.
I love it so much.
well, I gotta meet this bat person. I gotta tell you, I got so many questions for them. Imagine being able to fly through the Umbra. That's a dream come true.
Would be so amazing.
Should
I mean,
we get Addie and Sadie?
Ollie, you literally
Yeah.
were just flying through the Umbra like a few minutes
That's
before.
true. Very true. Very true.
I feel like Ollie has definitely done more like deep Umbra exploration than anyone in the party.
Yeah, I would say that's correct. Maybe they travel a lot. They love travel.
Just always out in space, basically.
Mhm.
Oh, real quick, what were the rules with rage dice? Like, Alan, you were about rolling a 1 on it?
Yeah,
On them?
1 or a 2. I mean, you got to
Okay.
have 2 of them. So 2 1s, 2 2s, or a 1 and a 2.
Dope. I got 2 4s, so I'm good.
Exactly. Yeah, everything has to be 2s for this, for crits and for crit fails. So you're good. Yeah, so Eve, you mentioned going back to regroup with the others.
I think it's smart.
I think we should oughta.
I'm gonna
Agreed.
whistle slightly into the Umbra to get Renault over in the area.
Absolutely.
All right, little one. If you see anyone that come out here looking like a bat, or they might act like a bat, or they might smell like a bat, you come and run and get me, okay?
And they just kind of cock their head. They're like, okay, I can do that.
You good one. Thank you.
Do you give them any kind of like treat or token?
Yes. So I think last time I talked about how one of Eve's possessions is her spice and provision satchel.
Because I'll
So-
smell like cayenne. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So she definitely keeps a lot of little various treats and things for the spirits, and she interacts with them so much. So Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'll do whatever the little sacrifices needed to make it go into the Umbra. So I'll get a little treat.
Yeah. Just give them some spirit catnip.
There we go.
Yeah.
And
Because you
what
can-
is this creature again? Because maybe
Oh.
somebody.
Oh yeah, so Renault is my is Eve's fox spirit friend. Eve's known Renault since Eve first changed. So probably I believe Renault was probably the first spirit that Eve ever met. So
And I guess an important thing to ask is, what does your fox spirit look like?
it's a good question. So I imagine like it's a very vibrant fox, like you see a red fox, it's really red, but this is like almost luminescent, but with like silver through his fur,
Oh,
like and like in like kind of strange, like swirling shapes. It's like one of those things you're like, oh, that's kind of weird, but like if you stare, you're like, wow, these go on in intricate
Would you
little
say it's-
spirals forever.
would you say it's almost like Garou glyphs?
Yes, that's kind of what I was envisioning.
I love that. Also, I really love to, again, reference a game that I ran to, brag on myself a little bit.
Yeah.
In the 1969 one shot, that Aetherius had a moth companion, and it had like little matrix ones and zeros on it whenever they were in the
Ooh.
spirit world. So
That's
yeah,
so cool.
Oh, love it.
I like that this is like a more mystical, less sciency version of
Oh
that.
yeah, like I said, Eve is like barely in the flesh world. Any moment that she can, she'll step into the Umbra and just kind of breathe in that richer air over there.
Absolutely. So making your way back to the tavern, knowing that Renault is just going ham on some fox catnip. I guess it's just foxnip at this point. You can see that he's like rolling around in it like cats
Oh,
would.
that's so cute.
Mhm.
That's a good boy.
And you see that the tavern has really died down. I mean, Addie's still doing her thing. People are still paying attention, but it is much quieter. And there is a noticeable group at the bar that is no longer there.
How much time has gone by? I gave him 10 minutes, but I'm assuming it's been like 40, an hour, something.
Yeah, I feel like Sadie probably got busy, mostly arguing with Joe.
Yeah. So when you come in, I'm going to be like, oh, it's almost been 10 minutes. I was just about to call.
We good, Sadie. We good.
To be fair, Sadie may not be able to tell time.
No, she absolutely cannot tell time.
That's okay. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
Eve can either.
No, I get it.
Eve's so spaced out. It's like, yeah, just been 10 minutes. Like, we haven't seen you in a week.
Yeah,
That too.
fine.
That too.
you're both
Mhm.
very pretty though.
Smooth brain Garou.
So now that you have rejoined the others, are you passing along any information?
I'll let Lucky give the info.
Here is the info.
I like that Lucky's just like, there was a bat and then it was a guy, whatever that means.
Right, bat, a guy, ancient shapeshifters, the spooky secret cult lodge,
Some sort of Batman, if you will.
a man bat.
Why don't we have a lodge?
We're
Do you have
nomadic,
the coin?
Sadie.
Oh, good point.
I live with my pa. We're not using my place.
Why don't we build it in the Umbra?
Oh, that could be cool.
That would be nice.
Well, anyway, yeah. So that's what's happening. And we new person.
Oh, that's
Howdy.
Ollie.
A
I
new
told
person.
y'all about
Oh,
Ollie,
that's-
right?
It's it's been a minute since we've seen Ollie. Yeah, how you doing?
Good. Sorry I'm late.
You're
I
right
think
on
it's been
time.
less than 10 minutes.
You ain't late.
Oh.
We were just with you the other day, right?
We ain't even had dinner yet.
And Ollie, you don't know about what the rest of the pack has been up to. Would you ask them about what they've been doing since last you saw them?
Oh,
'Cause
definitely.
It would have been our first session was in October. It is now springtime, so it's been a
The
while.
other day.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been 11 minutes.
About 50 minutes.
Yeah.
What have you all been up to since last saw you?
Well, I will compose an epic tale to that. However, I should probably perform it outside.
It's time for a run, I think.
I think so too.
I can
It is
stretch my
pretty-
legs.
It is pretty late at this point. You know that Joe would be shutting things down fairly soon, and can clearly see that Sadie is trying to leave. And it's like, go on.
Oh, now you're giving me permission?
Yeah,
Have a
Like you're my
lovely
boss or
Joe.
something.
you're gonna be back here
Then
tomorrow.
I just walk
right?
out. I just walk out. We'll see. About 10 minutes.
I will shake Joe's hand and smooth things over and promise that Sadie will be there tomorrow.
He's
Unless we love time.
he's very awkward about the handshake. He's not used to shaking hands with like performers.
I make sure to do a little magic trick as well.
Ooh,
Little,
And we're pretty.
yeah, we're pretty.
so pretty.
Barking up the wrong tree, Joe.
Addie, why don't you give me just give me a straight up charisma roll, please. Because I feel like your magic tricks are definitely charismatic in nature.
Oh yeah. It's all about misdirection.
Would you add anything for looks?
Oh yeah, I am beautiful.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's one extra
Good point.
day.
Yeah.
Four successes.
Okay. How does your beauty factor in here? Like, how does that enhance or distract?
So, I would say that since I don't really have a whole lot of dexterity, that most of my magic does rely on kind of distraction rather than sleight of hand. In fact, before this very moment, I hadn't even considered giving Addie any magic abilities. So
It's not
Yeah.
real magic, it's stage magic.
it's stage magic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all a performance. So I think there'd be a lot of like hair tossing and like throat bearing and things of that nature, and lots of
The magic of
pomp and
boots.
stuff.
Yeah.
Movie magic.
Very
Picture magic.
I mean, that's a powerful kind of magic.
Yes.
You just said the magic of boobs? What?
That is indeed what was said, yes.
Nothing about right.
Okay. All right.
So you all mentioned going for a run. Where would you be going?
I would think that as soon as I walked out the door and around the corner, I'd be looking for my quick change spot, and immediately I'm a husky. And then I'm gonna like kind of look over my shoulder, like, "You coming? Let's go!" You know. And I would think that we would be kind of heading to a spot where we know we can run and talk and do whatever we got to do. Hunt.
I do got to hunt.
Howl at the moon.
Eve, what would you?
Oh.
Tiniest little awoo.
Lucky. Oh, woo, woo, woo.
How old is Lucky? I feel like I said Lucky was like in his early 20s.
He's
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, Lucky was young.
Mhm.
Lucky also invented the uwu.
Yes.
A little pause. Like,
Amazing. So cute. I love it. Eve, what would you be hunting tonight?
what's in Missoula?
In Missoula, mostly people.
Well, okay.
Sadie's
So
like,
Ooh.
I assume we probably have to trek out a distance because the animals are not
That's a big
going to
town.
be around the city. Probably stinks.
Yeah. Thankfully, because the Bitterroot Valley is a legitimate place where I made up my fake town last time. Missoula is essentially at the end of the Bitterroot Valley, so we're not very far from where you were last time, and maybe not even far from where you killed your elk, I would think. So you know that there are other elk. Actually, I think it was a moose because we made
It was a moose.
it was a
Yeah.
moose.
It's the same thing, just slightly different.
They look
We
so
hunt Mises tonight.
Always. Trying to think. I mean, if you wanted a more dangerous game, there are like a lot of bears and mountain lions, that sort of thing, but maybe not as good to eat.
I'll take a look at my hunting partner, Sadie. What you feel like eating tonight?
Oh, I'm already a dog.
You do speak dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo. That's it. That's all I got.
I think we
But
can
I think
speak
you
where
would-
we're both in lupus form, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you would know that I already kicked those guys out, so I'm just like whatever. That's basically what I said. Whatever.
I don't know how to explain it, but Eve has the Cajun sound to her howls and barks.
Ew.
Yo, bark,
Ew.
bark.
Oh.
It's like,
Growl.
oh, that. Oh,
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Well,
Uh,
darling, just pick me up something nice.
I would say,
Which is-
Eve, give me another wits awareness roll for your hunt.
Okay.
So don't forget your bonus die.
Oh, yeah.
Can I help?
Sure.
Can I
You can have
assist
another
in some
bonus
way?
die.
Another bonus dice in?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, that is a huge dice pool.
Hell yeah! Find us an elephant.
In
3
Montana.
successes.
Right, I know.
Three. Okay. You know, you are trying to find something, and there's nothing that would be a typical prey animal in the area, but you do see a lynx that seems to be out hunting as well.
Y'all see that cat over there?
Yeah.
I'm already in
Mhm.
prowl mode.
Sadie, you know that meat ain't gonna be good. Gonna be stringy. Gonna be gamey.
Mm.
You're gonna be messing with all the food out here. We might need to go a different ways.
They gotta be hunting something. I say, and Aru growls.
Well, we got a couple of ways we can approach this. We can try to go in and get his kill after, or we can spook him off, go after the trail, but that might spook the prey.
Can we sniff
Well,
off in a
let's just
different
see.
direction?
You know, I'm a little curious. Let's see what he's got on him.
Hmm.
I'm gonna trail him, try to stay out of his periphery.
Lucky, what would you be doing?
I guess just following along. I mean, we're hunting. That's we're talking. What are we doing, y'all?
We following a cat. Go see where it's going.
While we're following the cat.
We might be going to food. Make it a little easier on us. I ain't smelling nothing else in the area, so
Well, I'm not especially hungry, but all right.
you know what? Gotta eat.
Sometimes sharing a meal is just about sharing a meal. It's not about eating.
That's true. I mean, when you're making plans, plans are best made around a table.
You know the north
food.
wind got me hungry.
Well, yeah. So, all right, let's get us this food.
We gotta get Eve some food so we can go check out a bat.
See a man about a bat.
What are you mad about, man?
Should have done
Yeah,
that
bad
before
about
we
mine.
left.
Yeah.
So, as you are trying to sneak up on this lynx, you can see off in the distance that it does seem to be following. It's pretty far off, but you're fairly certain could be a cow, but you think it could be a bison.
Moo. Ooh.
Ooh, all right. Let's stay behind. He makes a go at it. We make our go, beat him to the punch. He's gonna run off. One of us. All right, so one of him, more of us. He ain't gonna take on that fight.
I could just stay and fight him.
We ain't got no quarrel with him. He one of Guy's creatures too. I'm just
All right,
hungrier
but-
than he is.
All right.
All right. Can
Calaho.
we sneak behind?
Absolutely. And Eve, I'm gonna actually, you know what? Because I think Ollie's better, I'm gonna have Ollie roll. But I'm gonna give you 4 bonus die because you've got your companions, and you're all fairly sneaky, especially in lupus form.
Hmm.
So
I'm
you've
not.
got-
I've got 0 in stealth.
Yeah, same.
Oh no.
you're very sneaky.
You're totally sneaky, right? Right?
Eve has enough to maybe make up for their
Exactly. You like
Yeah,
nip
too.
at Lucky every time he makes noise.
little paw goes up.
Is it
Pop it
for
up.
stealth? Is it oh god. I don't know if I have enough dice.
Oh,
You can roll them more than once.
the flex.
Okay. So 5. Is it dexterity as well?
Yep.
Or okay. I don't have enough dice. I need one more.
Oh,
If only we knew someone who made dice.
I do.
also, Eve has camouflage, so in the wilderness,
Ooh.
it increases the difficulty to see me in the pack by 1. So that's going to help too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
She's literally hunting for dice.
It's all about the hunt.
Okay, so this is and you said add 4 on top?
Yep.
Oh,
Okay, that's
So many dice.
yeah, I got 8 plus 4. Okay. I'll roll 1 again, just because.
I love how you have exactly 11 d10s.
All right. 7. Okay, pass. Pass.
What is the pass over 7?
At 6 and above.
6 and
Six.
above.
Okay. So that is 1, 2, 3,
You get like
6
bonuses for
success.
10s.
Okay. And no tens?
No 10s.
Okay.
Two of them are one or not ones, but failures, and they're the rage dice.
Okay. As long
Not
as they're
ones.
not a 1 or 2. Yeah.
'Kay.
Yeah, just a regular failure is totally fine. So you are able to lead your pack, and you think that you have managed to sneak by. You have done a really good job of sneaking by. but you realize that the lynx seems to have disappeared.
Ooh, I don't like this.
The lynx is gone. Something's wrong.
Where he get to?
I don't know.
Can I? You know what? Eve's probably onto something here, or at least paranoid about this thing. Can I turn on penumbral sense?
Absolutely.
If they're Batman, maybe they're Catman.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Give me a wits awareness roll.
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna look like normal look for them.
4.
So, as you are peering into the Umbra, you don't see a lynx, but you can see some sort of like mist almost that is roughly where you had last seen this creature.
Something curious is going on.
Are you back on this side saying that, or are you still?
Oh, he didn't cross over. Sorry,
Yeah.
she didn't cross over. Jay was just peering into the Umbra.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Eve gets really weird eyes, which are even weirder on a wolf face.
Mhm, mhm.
Strokes
Well-
her chin with a little paw. Something
Any
weird
yellow
going
rubber
on.
Maybe we should put off this this food and go in.
I gotta eat.
You gotta eat before you go in. That's what I thought, but okay. Can
Let's
I
do-
can I try to backtrack a little bit to where this mist form was hunting back? Like, can I retrace steps? Are we thinking this disappeared into the Umbra and was not chasing anything at all? Is that what we're thinking?
I would say you're not really sure. This is a bit of an unusual thing that probably Eve hasn't really seen before.
Cool.
Yeah, I know you mentioned possibly having seen some Bastet, but maybe not all of the different flavors.
If it's Louisiana, probably just Panther.
Yeah. And as Sadie, you start to try to circle around, maybe take a few steps back, you see the lynx is behind your group, just sitting on its haunches, watching you.
Oh!
And you can definitely hear the bison just book it out of there. Like it was still a ways off, but it is spooked by the wolves howling.
Oh, that was not really necessary. What are we wooing over here?
I thought it was fake.
I love that this is all in lupus form too, so it's just like growling.
Right, exactly.
It's a southern woo. A woo.
Oh, whoa.
I thought it was fake.
And-
What did you think was fake?
The mist, the lynx, the misty lynx.
So
Looks
I
like we found the missing links.
I do not have any
Psychic
occult.
damage.
I might not have any occult or anything, but like my whole thing is communicating with other people. Can I tell if there's like intelligence there? Like maybe not just a normal lynx.
Maybe insight.
Yeah, insight.
It's definitely not a normal lynx, even with your lack of occult knowledge. And as you all are grumbling back and forth in your canine forms, you see that it begins to shift and turns into a very naked man who just says,
Lucky
"You
blushes.
In wolf form.
Yeah, well, just-
I mean, he is pretty attractive for
yeah, Lucky
A cat man.
blushes hardcore. Yeah.
Just the glowing blush on the cheek.
Well, he's a very blonde dog, so very visible.
amazing. Yeah, and he just says, "Now, I know you're not a bunch of normal dogs, are you?"
Woo, yes, I am.
Being charismatic, I will probably instantly shift back into Hamid and
Fantastic.
politely.
I see Addie go, and I go.
And
I follow.
as you start to, oh, good.
I was just gonna say I follow suit.
Okay, yeah. As at least some of you start to shift back into your Hamid form, this man, who does not bother to try and cover himself at all, just says, "What walks on the plains both day and night, never roams beyond the sight. It's not a man that wears a hat and always stays where it's at."
The move.
A shadow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Say it again.
What walks on the plains both day and night, but never roams beyond the sight. It's not a man that wears a hat and always stays where it's at.
The
Mushroom?
horizon.
Close. That's me out of character saying it.
The
first.
mountains.
I mean, that could make sense. He doesn't tell you. Does anybody have any other guesses?
Can I roll intelligence for this?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, straight up intelligence.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Okay. Awesome. That's 2 successes.
Okay.
A 10, and a 7.
Yeah. Lucky, you're pretty sure that, like I was saying, out of character, that Sadie was pretty close in a way. You're fairly sure that it's some sort of plant, and you would assume some sort of desert plant.
Cactus.
Cactus, blooming cactus.
And he just nods and smiles and says, "What brings you out here, all of you?"
I'm hungry.
Food.
Food.
"Well, you're not very good hunters, I can see." And glances back to where the bison just was.
We got a bit distracted with
That's
disappearing lynxes and all.
That's on me. I didn't know you were real.
Now that just really rankled my fur. I am an excellent hunter. It's just, when noises spook the prey, it makes it a little difficult. Sorry, I'm getting a little hungry and angry. I don't know what the term is. Maybe someday we will figure that out.
This
You
is just
mess
like
with some ghost. I'm on edge.
just like several months ago.
Few
Totally
minutes.
fine. Yeah. Like 9 minutes ago, probably. And he just says, "Have you noticed anything strange in the city?"
Besides you?
In the city.
I'm not in the city, am I?
Cities are
Fair.
my strange places.
You're not wrong there.
And there was a mighty strange bat.
You saw
Don't
him
suppose
too?
you'd know something about it. All right, there we go. Yep. I don't suppose you know a thin. I can't talk. Thing or two about this
See,
bat.
Lucky need to eat too. He losing power of speech.
Turns out I am hungry.
It's that.
My
and
tummy
not
is
the naked-
rumbling.
Yeah, it's definitely the hunger and not the naked man.
No.
Yeah, totally.
Nope. Mm.
You know, I don't really care much for city folk, but I've seen some strange things happening. And something has been really throwing off the spirits in the area. And he mentions what would be very familiar to all of you, the spirit vortex that you all had previously encountered, and says that there have been others like this recently,
What did you
not just
say?
here in Montana.
Well, that vortex was caused by the folly of human man. What about these other ones?
Hmm.
Think you're onto something there.
Who is it this time?
Well, don't think it's any one person. And just says, follow the bat and you'll find out everything you need to know.
Got any dinner?
I would have.
My apologies for my 100
Shade.
companions.
Now, so I have a question for you. The you said something going on with the city. You think the spiders would know what?
Don't put much stock in what the spiders have to say, but
They see
They-
a lot and they remember everything. Ain't
Mhm.
nice, but
I feel the same about the Corvax, though.
I'm unfamiliar with this town.
The crows.
Car.
I don't see no blackbirds. If there's a blackbird, I'll eat a blackbird.
And he just says, I know Garou and the other Farah don't necessarily get along very well, but there's a lot more of us out here than I think you realize.
It's a big world.
And we like to be left alone. But when the humans meddle with things they shouldn't, things that upset the balance, things that bring harm to Gaia, bring the foul worm corruption, sometimes we have to make ourselves known.
Think the worm part of this?
I think the worm is part of all bad things in the world.
That we can agree upon.
And I think, and they just sort of hesitate, I think this may be more than any of us can take on individually. There's something that's been brewing. I've heard stories about some sort of massive storm out here in the West. Something horrible in the Umbra.
We'll just have to check that out.
I would advise caution. Many have perished in that pursuit.
You got any tips?
Stay away.
Well, that ain't likely to happen. But we do appreciate the concern.
Well, we have to look out for the other children of Gaia when we can.
Appreciate
Sorry
that,
about your
partner.
dinner.
What'd you say, Shannon?
Sorry about your dinner.
Oh, don't worry. There's more where that one came from.
Where would that be?
And he just grins and begins to shift back into cat form and runs off.
I shift back and follow him.
Sadie, come here.
I come back around. I just circle around Eve.
Run in circles.
Yeah. And then
Amazing.
I'll go over and nudge Addie, like, where are we going now?
Hey, Ollie, I have an idea. You're probably not gonna like it, but I think it might get us the information we're looking for.
What's that?
Recently I learned to pluck some strings out there in the Umbra and get the Weaver's children to come over. They ain't happy, but they come over. We might be able to trap them and ask them some questions, especially if something's happening in the city itself. Ain't nobody gonna know better than they.
Sounds risky.
Oh, it's risky. Because as soon as I let them go, they're gonna try to do the same to us.
Oh dear. Well, no hurt in trying.
Oh, they're gonna be hurt. Succeed or not, they're gonna be pain for sure. But last time I talked to the wild spirits around this, they were mighty messed up. The vortex got them all spinning. I think the Weaver is going to be a little bit more stiff. I mean, if there's anything that's gonna be able to give us a more coherent picture of it, probably them.
Okay.
It's an option. But now we
Well,
hunt.
Yeah, it's hunt.
Oh.
Lynx is like,
All the mics
shut
cut
up.
Yeah, right? Freaking wolves.
And I think probably Eve, you're pretty observant. You can see that where he had been standing a moment before, there is just a small scrap of paper left.
What's that then?
A phone number?
Ooh.
A telegram.
For a good time call.
Yeah.
It just says Asher Willis.
I'll pick it up and hand it over to Lucky. Think that
I'm
name that you might
currently
know?
a wolf. I can't hold this.
In your mouth.
Do I know this name?
I'll hold
You
it
have
for your dog face.
Yeah. Okay.
just
Like
Right,
your
just
little
bring out a
glasses.
paw, put on my little
Yeah.
little dog
Your
reading
readers.
glasses. Yeah.
Cute.
it's
So
amazing.
cute.
You have never heard this name, but you think possibly this could be either
Possibly.
someone to. You got me there, yeah. You think that either this could be the Werelynx's name, or possibly someone in the town for you to reach out to. You're not 100% sure. It's a little vague.
Looks like we gotta beat up another mayor.
It's what we do best.
I start like kind of bouncing a little bit, like I'm excited, trotting around.
Sorry, I mean
Mhm.
have words with the mayor.
Right,
Oh, I'm
right.
just gonna...
Oh, I'm gonna get shot again.
Good for you, builds character.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine.
All right, so Eve, you mentioned trying to contact some Weaver spirits. So are you crossing over?
Yes.
Okay. Remind me who all has the right of shadow passage.
Not me.
Probably not, because I don't even
I don't think
know
so.
what the hell that is.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, in addition to your normal dice pool, Jay, you
That's
get
fair.
2 for Ollie, and then 1
Awesome.
for the others. So a total of 5 bonus die.
So it's honor plus occult. So you
Or you're
said
saying
I get 2 for Ollie and then 1 for everyone else.
1
and
for each of
then,
them, so 5 total.
Okay,
I know
math.
it adds a lot.
Math is math. Okay, so that's Lord, that's
How many dice?
that's 10
I mean,
die.
I
That's-
may be too gay for math, but doesn't mean I'm not going to make other people do it.
Okay, so I also have Umbral Traveler, so it
That's a good
decreases the difficulty for the wherever the gauntlet is in this one
Yeah.
by 1. So
Fantastic. And I mean,
We
you're
go.
outside of the city, so it's pretty low here.
hot damn. Okay. 5.
Okay. Yeah. You cross over easily. And out here in more of the wilderness, in the Bitterroot, you do feel very at home. And so, as I usually describe the Umbra, it looks very day glow, almost like inverted colors from the physical world. Most things are more dark, black, lined with sort of a neon. It, especially for those of you in the Old West, would be weird as hell, I can imagine, because there's just not a lot of things like that at that point in time. But you're pretty used to it, especially you and Ollie.
Mm-hmm. We're both just like,
And,
Yeah. So happy
and-
right
And
now.
Just Eve is over there, right? Just Eve is
Oh.
over. You didn't
Oh,
bring
no.
I
us
drag
up to you,
everyone.
right?
yeah, she takes
Or you did.
It's
Okay.
like a
All
right.
right.
So basically, Eve
Okay.
would draw a bunch of pictograms and then go through her ritualistic movements and then pull
Use her
you all
spear.
through.
Cool.
Play my Zydeco music or whatever.
Well, I know we
Go for you.
and I know we talked about you using your spear as sort of your reflective surface.
Yeah.
So, which I kind of forgot about until now. I love the idea that you were just like in the saloon with a spear.
I want to ask about it for cutlery purposes.
Using the spear to cut up your food.
In my defense, it does look like a gigging spear, not like a full-on, like
Yeah.
war spear. So
I mean, that could be a war spear. Just depending
very
on
true,
who
very
you
true.
ask.
Where's the bayou at? I need some frog.
Little weird. So as you all find yourselves in the Umbra, you do see that there are some spirits just sort of like watching cautiously from the other side of some of the smaller hills. They appear to our Umbral travelers to be mostly wild spirits. So you know that they're essentially aligned with the Garou. Maybe not 100% of the time, but more than the other spirits for sure.
Ollie definitely
Little-
does little tippy tappies and then kind of waves at some of the wild spirits.
I love it.
Just a little corgi wolf just waving with his paw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah, Sadie is playing typical husky, playfulness and running around and with whatever spirits will play with her.
None of them seem to want to play. They seem to be sort of like your Lynx friend was saying, on edge. Something's just making them a little uncomfortable. And even Ollie, you would definitely know you're a lot more likely to find Weaver spirits closer to the city. So you'd probably have to head back in the direction of Missoula in order to find anything like that easily.
All right, y'all. We're gonna head back to the city. Just warning you all, pattern spiders are not the friendliest bunch. and they're gonna be mighty pissed off that I'm calling them over. So do it that as you will.
So making your way back to the city, you don't see in the Umbra the buildings that you would see in the physical world, because it's not that old of a city, enough to be established on this side of things. What you do see is the Bitterroot Valley. You see that there are, you can assume that they're like a nest almost of spiders that seems to represent especially the more large and important buildings, and roughly where you think that the secret society had been located, there's just a void. Like there's nothing there. And
I'm gonna.
it to the point where, like, when you're looking at it, for those of you who are familiar with Doctor Who, it's kind of like the silence where when you're looking at it, you're like, what the fuck is that? When you look away, you kind of forget that you saw it. Like there's a feeling almost of like something just happened, but you can't quite put your finger on what it was.
Ooh, Lucky does not like that.
Yeah, Sadie's gonna go into hispo form and dire wolf-ish, and just I'm like on alert.
Yeah, give me a rage check, please. So a single.
What does that
D10.
mean? I forgot.
A single D10.
A single D10. Okay. Oh, that's probably not good. A 3.
Okay. So you do lose a point of rage. It's not a horrible result, but you only have one rage. So it's in some ways good. It means you can't get a crit fail, but it also means that you could lose the wolf and be essentially stuck in human form, at least until you can regain some rage. But
Well, that's hot garbage.
everything's fine. You're
I didn't even get to howl at the moon yet.
well. You can still do that.
I do have Song of Rage if we get into that territory.
Yeah, but you see
Can
that
I do it in the Umber? Or
in the Umbra. Yeah. I mean, here
Moon's real pretty.
you can't always see Luna from where you are. It's almost like there's some sort of canopy over you a lot of the times, but currently you can see very nice crescent Luna off in the distance.
beautiful. I will howl then.
Okay, so you regain
Winnie
that.
or Gibbous? Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Winnie or Waxy?
Yeah, you know what? We'll go waxing. Yeah.
I always forget which one's which.
I think that's the year.
Waning is getting
Waning is
waxing.
going away.
Yeah.
waxing is.
So that should be
You're
Theurge.
adding.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Wax on, wane off.
Yeah. I like mine better because, you know, I'm a child. Wax off is funny.
I will never.
Oh,
not
I
think
get
of that
it.
now.
Oh, now I get it.
It's okay.
That movie has a whole new meaning now.
I mean, at 35, I had that thought for the first time in my life just now. So,
With an H.
yeah, like a fine milk. Yeah,
It makes a great cheese. Very fancy.
it's true. It's true.
Jeez.
Fancy,
Yeah.
Rick. You're very fancy.
Thank you.
So that gives me back 1, right? I did so I have Moonrile to gain additional point of rage.
Oh, so that gives you 2. Yeah.
That gives me
but
2.
Oh,
normally you
Bring
get
it!
1 for howling per night.
It's all right.
But yeah, making your way back to the city, you do see a lot of smaller pattern spiders and some very, very large, almost like tarantula, but these tower over you. That they seem to be the ones kind of running the show here. Seem to be the ones that maybe made the nests, and the smaller ones are just maintaining.
Y'all ready?
Nope.
I have a plan to assist.
All right. So I got the second level of the lore sheet. So it allows me to pling, pling, pling and it draws a spider over. They may not be happy with it.
Well, and I if I remember correctly, isn't it Lucky who can trap a spirit?
I have ensnare
Oh
spirit.
yeah, I've got
Oh.
binding.
Oh, so I have ensnare, and then I remember we were talking about this. Lucky has binding, so you can bind it to like a physical object.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I do give spirits -2 to resist commands. Would that work? in this
Interesting.
situation?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm going to try to play. Eve's going to try to play nice first because I feel that ensnare spirit probably pisses off spirits too, and so.
So
Always
I was
play
actually thinking,
nice.
can I assist by playing like a frenetic, industrious kind of something on my fiddle?
Addie
I mean,
plays the
they're
fiddle.
weavers.
Addie plays like 9 Inch Nails on the fiddle,
That's exactly what I was thinking.
which is really, really funny because, I mean, not everyone who is watching, actually probably most people who are watching wouldn't know, but a couple of people who are in this game know that there is a relation to a certain kindred who is definitely a fan of some industrial.
Great, 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 great.
Yeah.
They're somewhere going, kick ass. What was that?
Yeah, Glory's not normally a fiddle fan, but like they'll make an exception.
They're like in the apartment. I want to listen to fiddle right now.
And everyone watching at home is very
Marisol's like,
confused.
Evil playing the spirit weaver web and call one of them over.
Remind me, Jay, is there any kind of role associated with that ability?
So not with the Umbral one.
Okay.
Not with the Umbral Traveler. It just calls them over.
Okay.
They're compelled to come over. They're not compelled to stay or be nice or do anything, but I can at least get their attention, which is not something normally I think a Garou could do unless they attack it. So
Right.
This is like probably the only way we can diplomatically approach them.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm gonna say, I'll let you choose either intelligence or wisdom and a cult. Just to see how well.
Wisdom or wits?
I would allow wits.
Okay. So I'm going to do wits and a cult. Oh, don't mess this up.
Any bonus for me assist?
Oh yes. That's a great point. I'm gonna give you 2 bonus die.
Okay, let's do it. Yes, I'm seeing some 10s.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Not just 2 10s, but some 10s.
No, just 2 10s.
Oh, okay.
Better than one.
Okay, so that's 6.
Okay. Yeah. It seems very curious. Probably you can guess that they don't see a lot of Garou, not because you're not out here, but maybe they don't come to the city all that often, especially on the Umbra side.
Makes sense.
And it starts to cautiously approach. I'm gonna say that this is like the size of a medium dog, like a 40-pound dog. So a pretty big spider. And it is just a almost like sickly, very pale light green.
No one heard that.
Nope.
That's
How ominous, actually.
it's actually the sound the pattern spider.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
what
the
the hell is
Nokia
That's the
ringtone.
fiddle. That was the fiddle. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I like Elena's suggestion that it's the Nokia ringtone.
Yes.
Do, 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 do.
Hail there, Weaverkin. Good evening. Might I treat you to answer some questions?
And it doesn't verbally respond, but you can see its eyes sort of glow in a different color. Normally, they are sort of almost dark. They almost seem to absorb the light in a way, but you get just a faint green tinge to its eyes.
I'll take that as a yes.
Green means go.
Which
Not
totally,
for a while.
totally a thing in the Wild West.
Have you noticed anything strange about your city? Anything causing you concern?
Its eyes, instead of green, glow just a faint red. Not in an ominous way, but you just kind of get the idea that that's maybe it's no.
Have you seen anything that's like a tornado or a vortex in the area?
And it glows green. Its eyes do.
Could you possibly point us towards that?
Its eyes glow a more intense red.
What if I were to sweeten the deal here and maybe make an offer to you? Would that change your answer?
You see that it sort of crouches down, like spiders will do, sometimes before they might pounce, but it also tilts its head a little bit like a dog.
Would I have anything in my satchel that might be something
Maybe
to
some of
spiral?
your
String?
spirit Scooby snacks.
Yeah, is there anything I might be able to throw to it as an offering?
I think because you rolled really well, I think that it is pretty open to that.
All right, I'll throw out well, I mean, I do have a fox spirit friend, so I'll throw out a mouse.
I mean,
Just a casual mouse, yeah.
Yeah. You never know.
Are we talking a live mouse, or do you just have like a dead one that's been in a pouch somewhere?
Yeah, I'd like an
I
oil
told you to get rid
skin.
of it.
Well, no, it's an oil skin to keep it away from the other stuff.
She is getting rid of it now.
See, I told you.
Yeah, it just gobbles up this little mouse.
Now, would you be inclined to point us towards this vortex?
And it just glows an even more intense red, and it starts to kind of scratch at the ground. And you can tell that these are some sort of glyph. It's a little different than Garou glyphs. It's a little hard to make out, but you think that it is basically saying, hell no, you should stay away. I'm not going to take you.
Understood. We don't need you to guide us there, but if you could point one of your little spindly feet towards the direction, we can probably pick it up from there.
And it just makes another glyph that very bluntly says no. But you still have that sort of like lingering feeling of something that makes you feel uneasy. You don't quite remember what it is that's making you feel that way, but you just have that nagging feeling.
Do you know what's making us all nervous?
And its eyes glow a very intense green.
Is that related to the vortexes, or could you possibly point us towards that instead?
When you mention the vortex, it shakes its head, seemingly indicating no. And then it just sort of like nods in the direction of that strange enigma. That again, you look at it and you're very, especially uneasy. But whenever you look back at the spider, you can't quite remember what you were just looking at.
I am perplexed. Do you all have any ideas?
I think all of you would know enough that even though you don't remember seeing that whenever you look away, you would have at least an inkling that where this secret society was, you haven't really noticed anything in the Umbra as like a reflection of that. And as you just sort of like glance around, it almost seems like it's missing. And that would be strange. That's not something you all would have experienced.
Eve, can you ask if it knows who's hiding this?
It can hear you.
Good spider. Would you possibly know who's responsible for hiding this swath of area?
Just for flavor, do you like tip your hat when you...
Oh, absolutely. Always got a hat, even in lupus form.
Mm-hmm.
A little tiny one with a little band, so it stays on.
Yeah, it's like the fascinator, but for a dog. It draws a very perplexing glyph that I don't know. Okay, whew. Scared me. It froze for a second. It draws a very perplexing glyph that you're not 100% sure, even Eve and Ollie and Lucky, because you're all pretty familiar with the occult. You're not 100% sure what it's saying, but you know it is very occult related. And I think you all know enough to know that there are not just Garou and the other Pharaoh in the world, that there are other types of supernatural creatures. You all might have encountered kindred. I don't know that you all would have encountered a whole lot more. Maybe a changeling.
Lucky swears he encountered a ghost once.
No, Lucky, we encountered many ghosts.
Constantly.
Constant.
There's like 15 ghosts behind us right now. We can't get them to
I was-
leave.
I was just waving
no,
at
like-
them
like a-
earlier.
Like a phantom at a musical or something, like haunting a
At an
building.
opera.
Yeah, like at an opera,
When
like that
acting,
kind of ghost, a
Oh.
specter or just something real spooky.
The Phantom of the
Lucky
Grand
is pronounced Opry. Yeah.
Kind
Yes.
of a little
Phantom of the
opera.
Opera.
Mhm.
Oh, it's that one brain cell strikes
One
again.
brain cell. So I assume that since Eve's from Louisiana, she's encountered many, many kindred. Just
That's a good point.
stepping foot once in New Orleans, I assume.
And you know what? That's a really good point as well. Eve, I absolutely think you would have at least met a couple of witches, maybe even some like full mages. And you don't necessarily know enough about like Weaver glyphs to know for sure, but I think that you would have a pretty strong inkling that that might be what it's referring to.
Okay. Ollie, what do you know about magic users? Like human magic.
Would I know much about that?
You know what? Give me an intelligence and occult roll.
Oops.
Because it's
I
definitely not a super common thing, but I mean, being an umbral traveler, especially in the deep umbra, it's very possible you could have encountered.
I think Sadie would be getting very antsy And
around the spider.
yeah, well, all of the like, did I see? Wait, what? I thought no, that like that whole thing. And so I think I'm gonna just kind of like start running around like into all of the places that I thought I saw something and then didn't see it. So I'm just like darting around all over the place.
Yeah, Sadie's got the
Do with
zoom.
that what you will, but that's what Sadie's doing
Yeah.
right now.
Sadie's got
Some
the
say zoomies. I say tearing ass. So.
Tearing it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
She's all riled
Amazing.
up.
Okay, so I rolled a 10 on one of the rage. I can't tell. That's a success. I think that's a 9.
I mean, whether it's a 6
So-
or a 9, it's still a success.
Okay. And then so that's 4 successes. One of the rage is a 10. And then one failure, that's a 1 on the regular dice.
Okay. Yeah, 110 or 1 or 2 is okay. Also, thanks Mika for making us hydrate. I'm gonna hydrate with some Montucky, which is from Montana.
Ooh.
Oh,
Water for me.
there's water and beer somewhere. Yeah,
This is
Ollie,
my tavern
true.
mug.
I love it.
Nice.
It's a Moscow Mule mug.
That it is.
Very nice.
There is not Moscow Mule in it though.
Sure, sure.
It's all right. You're among friends. You can tell us.
It's actually water.
Probably smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ollie, I think that you would at least know a little bit about magic users. You know that a lot of times they are very subtle and hard to spot, especially if they are trying. If they are not just trying to like show off or trying to be rushed, that a lot of times they almost seem like people that really weird events happen around them, that maybe something will fall on someone that they're really pissed off at. They just have like a supernatural sense of luck almost, but frequently it is known to people who would be in the know that is actually them using their magic,
Okay.
and it is essentially like hiding it from the general populace.
I know they can be real subtle if they want to.
Sort of like making a building kind of disappear.
Possibly.
Very subtle.
At any point do I run into anything as I'm zooming around all over the place?
I think
Just us.
everything is a volcano, but probably like run straight into a web at some point. Just like a really thick strand of this web, and maybe just like get stuck there for a little bit.
It's all matted in
Like
your
I'm
fur.
like biting it out. Yeah.
And I'm distracting the
Clawing at
spider.
Freaking out.
Lucky, you can see that your friend Sadie has gotten herself stuck on this really almost like a tree trunk of web, and you can see one of these gargantuan tarantulas starting to slowly lumber in her direction. It doesn't seem like it's necessarily in any hurry or like it's necessarily angry, but it's definitely curious.
Shannon the
hi,
player is going to
tarantula,
pretend
stop.
it's a gerbil.
It is like, what's a good comparison? Like a school bus sized tarantula.
Oh,
Gerbil?
yeah. I'm just gonna like kind of trot over there and be like, hey, stop. Don't come closer, please. Just stay there. I'm gonna help her out.
Yeah.
All right.
Small.
Lucky.
They're really small and pout.
Give me a charisma and occult because I think your occult knowledge will be of
Charisma as
assistance
an
here.
occult. Okay.
Yes.
But you're
I don't
pleading
know
with
if I
this-
can help at all, but I have a 2 in occult.
I think at this point it would be very
Three
difficult for you to help.
occult
Anything you do might actually hurt more than help.
Is there a pitiful skill in here that I can?
I think that's
Yes,
what
like
Lucky's trying to do.
3 successes. One of them's a 10.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that unless you see it otherwise, Mika, that I think Lucky just gives the saddest puppy dog eyes, and the spider just watches. Like it slows down, and then eventually stops and just kind of tilts its head, and then just watches.
Bless. Thank you.
Just again imagining this wolf doing this.
Yeah, yeah. Bless.
Yeah, it's a
Ooh.
Catholic wolf.
Yeah, yeah. I just,
No, you
and then-
can't. I have a folkloric block from Catholics.
You cannot be my parents, Eve.
Oh no.
Has nothing
Yeah.
to do with you being gay. It's everything to do with the fact that you don't like Catholics.
Saints push everybody. Yeah, they would not. I would not be able to walk into the house.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Lucky just pause at the it helps Sadie out. Yeah.
Yeah. Sadie,
Yeah.
you definitely have this like umbral web stuck to your face, but you are free of the tree trunk like web.
I start licking Lucky, like licking his face, like thanks.
I love the
That's-
awkward dog interactions.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
You don't
And then
have to
I'm
get to
just-
say that in a game,
Right.
except for very specific games. But
And then Sadie's having such a bad day. She's just gonna walk over to where Addie is and go in a circle, like do the spin around in a circle like a dog does like 10 times, and then lay down and my face is gonna be like laying on your foot basically at the bottom. Exhausted.
Adorable.
Yeah.
I love that these like wolves are treating other wolves like humans, basically. It just makes it that much cuter.
Addie's usually in hobbit form. You
Yeah.
can't really play violin with paws. Sorry,
Right.
Phil.
Are we? Like,
That's
do we
what I
have to be
figured,
in
so,
our lupus
yeah.
forms?
Generally, in the Umbra, you'd be more in lupus, but yeah, I mean, you
Okay,
make a good
okay.
point, Rosie. It would be tricky, to say the least.
I'm a dire wolf at this
Yes.
point. Acting like a puppy
Yeah.
because I'm broken.
Remind me, because I know that there was a question before we got sidetracked with the spider web. We were talking about the mages,
oh yeah,
but I don't remember where we left off now in that conversation.
You told us
Oh.
exactly where they were.
I mean, you know where they are at this point.
Yeah.
do we have any more questions for the spider? Or can I let them go on their merry way?
I think we're good.
I don't have any questions.
Does the cat?
All right, you have a good evening.
And it just resumes doing pattern spider things, just continuing to work on this web in Missoula.
God preserve those things creep me out. All right, I think I don't know. I think the best way to approach would probably not be from the Umbra
Mhm.
because I can't even see it. So we had a little bit better shot when we could actually see the building. I feel.
Weird concept.
So as much as it hurts me, I guess it's time to go back into the flesh.
Mhm.
Sad.
Sadie jumps right up. She's like ready to go. Like, are we out of here yet?
Yeah. If you want to give us another shadow passage to cross back over.
Roll
No,
30,000
Million and
dice.
one. Yeah.
Might be a little more difficult here in the city, though. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3.
I'll go back into dog form right before we do those two.
7. 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You surprisingly don't have any difficulty. Are you just crossing back over kind of willy-nilly in the
No,
city,
no.
or are you
I figure we will try to find like one of the more abandoned like barn or hostelry buildings and kind of either go behind it or inside it, so that way we don't just poop, like right in the middle of the town square.
Yeah. I think that as you're sort of searching for a place that seems like the Weaver spirits are a little less active, you strangely, whenever you cross over, find yourself behind the saloon you had left earlier, which is the Lazy Beaver.
Love it.
You're welcome.
We're children. We're children. It's great.
Same. So
So
as you cross back over into the physical world, now that you are back in the world of the flesh, what is our plan?
Well, we need to get near that building. In that building, maybe.
Did you want me to maybe take a look before we go into the building? Because I can use auger.
That seems like a good plan.
I agree.
Augury, yes, that's the one.
I mean, you said the same thing, just minus the Y.
Yes.
It sounded good to me.
Yeah.
Say with no confidence, we'll go along with it.
Alrighty, and I believe there is a roll for that, correct?
Yes, it is intelligence and wisdom.
Nice.
So. Ooh. Not great, but not bad. 2 success.
Okay. So with augury, you can only see, you can't hear or smell. But as you are attempting to peer into this building, something seems to be blocking you. You can see a little bit, but it is very dim. It's very hard to see clearly. It's almost like looking through a really dirty mirror. So you can just make out little bits and pieces. You can see it is clearly a very smoky room. You see several different men in very fine suits, which is a little unusual. It's not something you would see a lot of. And they're all sitting around a table smoking cigars, and they appear to be holding some kind of vote. You can see people like raising their hands. You can see people, not being able to tell what they're saying. You can still tell that they're very enthusiastic, and maybe even some of them a little bit argumentative.
Okay. So, first comment is they need to clean their mirror. And then,
And no
And
one has
then,
any idea what they're talking about.
Excuse me, Ollie?
what I'm seeing here is a lot of people, and it looks like they're voting. Oh, and they're also really nicely dressed up, like they're from the city or something.
Oh, when rich people vote, that can't lead to anything good.
I agree. Wouldn't they destroy this?
True.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I'm just gonna point out it's also rich men.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
men,
the
men
worst of the
too.
worst.
The men.
Also, I should point out rich and very white men.
Oh, let's just get in
Oh.
there and
Oh,
just.
I'd say we burned
Why
the
are we still
building down
talking?
from here.
Not even. Don't even
Barricade the
risk it.
doors, throw some I guess we wouldn't know what Molotov cocktails are yet. Throw some nice little fire bombs on there.
Do they
Whiskey
serve
and
those at
rags.
the bar?
They serve whiskey, and I got some rags. We good. But no, if they hold a vote, that means they might be distracted and might pose a opportunity for us to get in without being observed.
Especially since I have whispered passage, which allows us to be completely muted in a 10-meter radius.
Ooh.
I don't know how much a meter is, but that sounds good.
I think it's about 10 yards.
Also, I love that Addie, of all people, has whispered passage.
Ironic, is it not? I wrote a poem about it.
Just sometimes like uses that so that she can just yell and rant and no one can hear.
It's when I'm warming up, practicing my scales, just in case I'm out of key.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
All right, shall we?
Let's go.
So, what exactly is your plan here, other than your muting yourselves?
It's a great
You just go to
question.
the front door, or are you?
What's the
No.
what's the building?
Is there a
look like?
doggy door?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Wolfie door.
Weirdly,
Where's the doggy door?
there's not a doggy door.
Strange.
Is it, how many stories is it?
It is a 2-story building. It is pretty standard. Almost looks like just a regular house for the day and time period. But you notice that as you're like scouting this out, the windows seem to be reinforced in some way. It's a little hard to tell, but just getting closer to them, something is off. You also can't see into any of them. They seem to be almost blacked out.
Is there anything outside, any activity out around?
Since you all left pretty late from the Lazy Beaver, and you have not slept or done anything else, it's like maybe 2 a.m. There's not a lot going on.
Ollie, did you see a fireplace in your vision?
You're just gonna Santa Claus in.
Oh.
No, I'm thinking if we see that, then most of them will be downstairs, and probably do best to go in upstairs.
Hmm.
Is there a chimney?
Pretty.
Oh yeah, is there a
Hi.
chimney? Is there a
Yeah.
fire?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's Montana. It's gonna get a little bit nipply at some point. So
Such a good
yeah,
word.
I think in your augury, you do not see a fireplace.
Okay. I didn't see any. Doesn't mean there isn't any.
It's true.
Back door, second story? Just
Worked
like
it.
the mayor's house.
It's worked in the past. I guess I'll go first so I can get shot again.
Sounds like a plan to me, baby doll.
And
I'll stay in the back so it can sandwich us all in case somebody comes from behind.
yeah, makes sense. Eve, as well, I guess, are you trying to go more by yourself, or are you just leading the pack?
I mean, I'll go in with everyone. I
Okay.
don't. I think if these are magic users, we probably don't want to split up, and we're always stronger as a pack. So
Yeah. As you are preparing, you said in the back.
correct.
as you're preparing to try to climb up to the second floor, you hear the click of a pistol hammer, and you did not see anything previously, but you see that there is a pistol in your face, and a familiar looking man who you had been hunting previously through the city, who says, I wouldn't try it if I were you.
All right.
Can I pull a gun on him?
You can certainly try.
And who is
This is
you?
Buffalo Man.
No,
No,
this is not.
This is Batman.
This is Bruce Wayne.
Oh, this is Batman. Okay.
My name's Bruce.
Bruce, baby.
Bruce Campbell.
Listen, if you're gonna stick a pistol in a lady's face, you can at least be gentlemanly enough to give me your name.
All you need to know is my name's Percy. I'm not someone to fuck with.
I'm trying to, enter into this building, not mess with you personally. Is this your building then?
You could say that. It's under my protection.
Okay. So let's talk this out. You can blow my full head off, but I do have some compatriots that might get a tad upset at this development.
Not concerned with that.
Okay. You got confidence.
Am I in a position that he sees me, this guy? If I'm all the way in the back, like,
Yeah, you're all together. Also, Sadie, you're
okay.
not easy to miss.
I'm so stealthy. I have 0 in stealth.
Yeah. Also, you're pretty strong, so I don't think you're exactly small.
Right. I just didn't know if I was
I'm saying
around the
she's
corner
thick.
or something.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very thick. I would say because you were trying to stay with the pack and trying to be kind of that, like you said, the sandwich at the back, probably you would be with everyone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just because you were about to try to second story this place and did not know that there was someone watching you.
Okay. So at this point, could I back away from the building? We would not have any reason to quarrel.
Absolutely.
Sounds like we have an accord.
And the hammer uncocks. The gun's still pointed at you.
I will start backing up.
And, I would say because the gun is in your face, initially, it's probably a little bit, even though this is not the first time you've had a gun pointed or shot at you, it's still a little bit unnerving to have, especially not knowing that there was someone there or someone appeared out of nowhere. But the more you are able to observe, you notice that this pistol seems to be silvered in a very similar way to maybe a pistol that at least one of your compatriots has.
Okay. I'll back away slowly.
And he just continues to stare and point the gun at you, following you as you back up. Like, he doesn't move, but he tracks you with the gun.
All right. Well, I'll move slowly until I'm able to get behind a building and out of gunshot.
Okay. So you go around the corner. What are the rest of you doing? I mean, obviously, I assume you're going with
Same, yeah.
But once you're safely around the corner and out of potential danger, what
Well,
would you
that
do?
sucked. What now?
Well, I don't know if y'all noticed, but that fella had a very similar armament to our good friend Lucky here.
Mm.
Hmm.
So probably aware of a specific condition.
Yeah, and I would say, Lucky, because you do own a clave, you would know the significance, probably more than most in your party. That it is a ritual weapon, often is a weapon that is more known to be a Garou weapon. Eve, you did notice some Garou markings and some other strange markings on it as well that you probably wouldn't either recognize or at least not be able to tell what they mean.
Could I roll occult maybe to?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yes. Okay, just straight up occult.
I would say intelligence and occult.
Yes.
That gun ain't his.
7. Okay.
So we're thinking he's the muscle.
With a stolen gun.
Okay, that is 3 successes.
Okay.
The
I guess
success is a 6 up or 7 up?
6 and up.
Okay, then yes,
To root beer.
3 successes.
I guess where would Lucky have been positioned in the group? Like, would he have been closer to Eve or maybe closer to Sadie in the back?
I feel like probably closer to Eve.
Sure. Yeah, I think you were able to get a good enough look, and especially because the gun wasn't pointed directly at you, you would recognize the markings, the Garou markings, seem to indicate that it was like some sort of gift, potentially. And you would know not necessarily what Farah it would correlate to, but the other markings do appear to be some sort of other Farah that maybe you're not super familiar with, but you can guess potentially. And I don't love the Order of Darkness term for them, but the bat wares are called Kamazots. I don't love it just because it's, appropriating a Mayan god, but it is what it is.
Learn something new every day. Okay. All right. Now that gun was ceremonial for not just Garuruman.
I mean, according to Aetherius from
Where
whenever
Garuruman?
he was playing a werewolf, they're Garou.
Garu. Garu. I just noticed when I adjust myself in my seat, the shirt I was wearing, not just pride. How many of you follow Whale Facts?
Can't say I'm
No,
familiar.
but I feel like I should based on
Yeah.
that intro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. They the Whale Facts are things like, most whales are larger than 3 ants stacked on top of each other.
Oh, that's funny.
Ba-dum-bum.
What wonderful things like that. They're very pro LGBT plus Rainbow Mafia queer account. Like
Garous.
they and
Garous.
Garous, yes. They had
Gotta add another letter.
field day when the first ever photo of 2 whales having sex was 2 male whales.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Love it.
So somebody, they're like, like what you want to say and what you actually say, and somebody sent them a really mean, like, anti-gay, anti-trans message, like, you shouldn't be putting this like on animals and blah blah blah. And like, what you want to say, this nice educated response of actually, like, homosexuality appears, it's very common in animals, all these other facts, blah blah blah. That what you actually say, and what they said was "Shut up, chode," and they put it on a T-shirt. So many people wanted it on a T-shirt. So like the next day they put it on a T-shirt, and I bought it right away.
You
This
gotta
is
get that.
my
yeah.
comfy at-home shirt.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Best way to shut a big up.
So great.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, fun fact for people, I learned this today. May 17th is the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, Interphobia, and Transphobia. So,
Oh,
Hell yeah.
yeah,
ah, damn.
it's just
Need
a,
every
So it's just
day.
eat a chode, bigots. Eat a
You
chode.
get showed bigots.
Agreed. They
now
should be
now
afraid.
merch
Should
this-
be afraid.
Yeah, I'm gonna post the whale fact Twitter link. Can I post links in the
I don't remember.
just? Well,
I
let's find
changed
out.
mine now, so you can post them in mine. I found it.
There
Nope.
we go.
Yeah.
It's in the stream chat.
Oh,
I'll
so
post it
it
in
is.
Discord, but
It blocked you. Hold on.
Yeah.
As soon as I
I
remember
turned
how to do
mine
this.
off. it's like in
I'm
the settings,
surprised.
way in the back, embedded somewhere.
don't worry about it. Just whale fact. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. I got you. I'll just pull up the Discord and I'll post
Is
it.
it just whalefacts.com?
It's just twitter.com/a whale fact.
Whale.
Yeah. You gotta
So-
pronounce the W.
Let's see what some of the more recent whale. Their pinned one is whales are pretty fucking big.
That is a fact.
Oh my God.
Whales don't smoke, and you probably shouldn't either.
I love how it's only probably.
Probably.
Mhm.
Many whales are currently alive and didn't murder their ex-wife in 1995. Very much the episode of O.J. Simpson of both counts.
Oh,
Damn.
Today is at least
I
one
love
whale's
how you-
birthday.
I love how you like knew it was going bad and you just kept going and reading the whole thing. That was stellar.
I mean, it's like Pringles, right?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, can't
Yeah.
stop.
He's just like, I popped this can, bitches. We're going.
Yeah, we're going. Sorry. Oh, I'm very sorry.
Oh.
Well,
Sorry. I'm like,
Rosie's
waiting.
Cool.
Got it
That was
right.
fun.
my
Okay.
head
know
is up
what
in the
that was.
club.
I love.
Sorry, guys.
I
Let's
love
get
that you're
turbo.
sitting
Good.
next to
It was just a party.
Mhm.
Anywho,
love
I
that you're sitting
completely
next to
forgot
Jay and,
what
like,
we were.
He was totally not raving,
know.
but
So
we
we've
interrupt this
identified.
werewolf Wild West to talk about whales because
yeah.
It's
this
Werewolf
episode is
now.
brought to you by the letter W.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. W
Whoa.
for gay.
Wicked.
Yeah.
for the Garou.
Also,
Oh yeah, so I was saying Garou
werewolves?
and the
J-Ro. Yeah.
The guns.
yeah,
Yeah.
werewhales.
Yeah. Came
Yeah.
full
You
circle.
know, for the Garou and the werewhales and other symbols of the lack on the gun, the clave. Okay.
I fully
but-
support Lucky being like essentially the Old West version of the cryptid supporters, like the cryptid fans, because your cryptid is a
100%.
werewolf.
Yeah.
They do.
I mean, 100%. Like he's young. Like he probably reads like anything pulpy that comes his
Mhm.
way.
the town
towards
inquirer.
the town. Like it's the Wild West. Weird state. It's unexplored. Like things happen. Things are cool. He's a Garou. He knows these things are out there. He believes.
And don't forget,
just
we're
can't explain
werewolves,
to-
so it's kind of
Yeah.
silly to not believe in everything.
Like he can't explain.
Bro, see pretty much anything I want to see.
Like he can't explain to the guys at the bar why he believes. And so it's one of the reasons why they make fun of him.
Right.
Secretly,
very,
he's
like,
actually
Mulder
the one running the paper.
Yeah. Exactly.
Probably.
Yeah. Lucky's got a very Mulder and Scully relationship with every human.
Both Mulder and Scully
Yes.
at the same time.
Exactly.
Don't get Rosie started.
He fully believes in the werewolves, though. Fully believes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the point of that was that Lucky communicates to you all that there is some I think that we have established that he would have a pretty good inkling that it relates to the werebats in some way.
Mhm.
So why is a werebat protecting a bunch of ritual white magic users doing some sort of shady vote?
Don't seem right.
I'm kind of going back to my idea of the fire bombs, but I want to see what other ideas are on the table too before I start my career in arsenal.
No, yeah, as the sheriff's son, I cannot allow the firebombing. Many apologies. I cannot cover for you for that one.
Oh, they're never gonna find me. They haven't yet.
I got the bedrolls ready to rock.
Oh,
Also, your dad is not the sheriff of this town.
oh, good point. Okay,
Fire bombs.
I just remember my pa. He ain't the sheriff of this town. I like the firebomb idea. It feels very freeing to be in a town where my pa is not the sheriff, and I feel like maybe I can let my Garou hair loose, so to speak, and maybe and throw a firebomb and say, "Damn the man! Don't tell my pa I swore," and just have a gay old
I never
time.
talked to
Truly,
Pops, don't worry.
yeah.
Only Moz.
So I don't really want to get shot by no silver bullet. The normal bullets, they hurt my touch. I think this might be a little bit more irksome.
So why would someone who's more attuned like us be helping someone like that? Is what we need to find out. Do they have something on him?
He didn't seem too talkative to me.
Well, we don't know who's inside, right? We just know that there's a Batman on the outside, but we don't know who's on the inside. We need to get a little bit more information, I think. Can we possibly investigate a second story? Do we think we can? Is there any spots in here? It is nighttime. It's dark. Is there a spot where somebody might be able to climb on up? Or
Well, Sadie, bats have these big old ears, so they're probably going to hear us no matter which way we come. If they don't hear us, they typically fly around at night, so I think they're going to see us. So I don't know what options we have.
firebomb it is. Let's go.
Bats are nocturnal, are they not?
We could wait till the day.
This is true.
But why are we trying to sneak in again? What's our goal here?
Figure out what's going on in there. I mean, in the Umbra, that place don't exist. That doesn't happen very often. Ollie will tell you.
It ain't
That's
right.
very
Right,
weird.
so it's not good. It's very not
We-
great.
we-
Can we just knock on the door and just talk?
I might be able to.
I mean, we
Maybe.
tried to talk to him. We could go to the door, I guess.
To the front.
We could keep a couple of us back here talking to him and then send a couple to the door.
Singing telegram.
But if they don't want any part of us, we go knock on the door, we're in trouble. Just gonna shoot through the door.
Well, I think we should wait till daytime. Because maybe the bat will be asleep.
Do we think that these are those like
You make a really loud noise in the bat's ear. Not my
That's
fucking
Thirsty
zone.
exactly
ones?
what I was thinking, Lucky.
Don't tell my pa I said fuck.
I'm writing all these down, Lucky. I'm writing all these down.
Eve, we do not talk to cops.
We could get our hands on some dynamite.
I'm always looking to blow something up, so
The first time that Sadie's mentioned blowing anything up.
I like the
Did
subtle
she try to
approach
blow
to
the
it.
mine up?
Well, we don't have to put it near anything. You know, I've seen Sadie throw a lot of things very far. I've seen her throw some very heavy things very far. She could probably launch a stick of dynamite halfway up to Luna.
True story.
Wow.
Be like them fireworks down in Nolens.
Yep.
I feel
Remember that
bad
one
because
time that guy went in the air about 20 feet?
That poor man.
I feel bad because like lately I've been choosing violence. In
We weren't going to stay in town long anyway. I mean,
yeah, no. Oh, Baxter, I'm so sorry. No, like just the last
Choosing
few,
violence. Choosing violence left and right.
This is
kidding.
my
no,
violence
like,
campaign.
just I played Candela on Tuesday, and I was supposed to be playing just a whole idiot who was a doctor. Ended up playing a serial killer,
Oh no!
basically.
I mean,
Go
that's right.
easy with Candela though. Candela's got that vibe. It's so
just-
fun.
and then game playing with Ra. I'm playing a Fae, and I guess this was a very Fae thing to do, but I very accidentally chose violence.
That's very Faye. Yeah.
It was someone pissed me off. I was a Fae, so the game we're playing, Powered by the Apocalypse, one of my moves was spill someone's secrets. I'm playing a Fae Crow, and it just so happened we
the Apocalypse game is this? Because I'm not familiar with Fake Crow, but I love it.
It's
yeah
the one
the
we're playing.
playbook. The playbook is called The Witch's Bird. It's
Ooh,
give me a
I
second.
like that.
I'm very much enjoying.
in.
My character is named La Lemon, under Hollow Hills, and so yeah. So I'm
Ooh.
like, oh, I didn't realize what was going to go on for this particular storyline. Turns out it's a whole Civil War thing.
oh,
I ended
just
up
that.
outing somebody. Some people killed each other.
No.
Sounds
Very
totally.
dramatic.
So I've
totally
just been.
fine.
I guess that's just this week. My theme's just choosing violence. Suddenly, I'm okay with the Molotov cocktail.
Listen, you're playing Werewolf the Apocalypse. I mean, you got to choose violence, right?
Normally
Never
this is
made a
not
bridge I
me.
didn't burn.
I am not
Yeah.
a murder hobo, but I guess
Yeah.
this is just where I'm at this week.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm not
it has
either,
been-
which is why this whole character is. I'm just like, when are we raging?
All right,
Yeah,
here's what we do. We all go Krynos on one side and just lift the building so it tumps over.
Listen, it has been a rough week for like everybody I know. So
Yes.
sometimes you just gotta murder some people
Yeah,
for
See, they
legal-
seem
Not
to
in
be
real
up to
life,
no good.
people.
like
Oh,
as just as a Latino, I hear supernatural old white men conspiring. It just gets my blood boiling, and I
even as a white non-binary person, I still old white
yeah,
men,
like
nah.
it's a I guess we're choosing violence.
Mhm.
I'll choose sneaky violence.
Yeah.
It's like my mom. It's like my mom always says: you can trust everyone except for old white money. Like
yeah.
and I've
Mhm,
lived by
that's
those
true.
words.
Yeah,
There are no lies detected there whatsoever.
Mhm.
So I think the general consensus is maybe take a little nap, come back in the daytime.
yeah.
I gotta hunt first, but I think I can
Yeah, it's
happen off camera. I'll
Now,
go eat a
we come
pigeon or
back-
something.
I'll come with you. We'll go on a dinner night.
Oh,
It's Lady and the
Aw,
Tramp, but
So
it's like
sweet.
wild
Mr.
animal
Rock.
intestine.
But with a rattlesnake, and then we meet.
Amazing. I need that art now.
Right?
Yeah. So Eve and Addie go off and hunt, and then you all.
Cue
I
the
think-
sultry music.
Careless Whisper plays on the fiddle.
But on the fiddle.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sound pretty good.
I think that, especially Sadie, because you have a temp job essentially at the Lazy Beaver, you're able to let your compatriots crash in your room there. It's going to be a little crowded on your one big bed, but you can make it work.
Yeah. Puppy pile.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Lucky just goes home.
Meanwhile,
That's
Lucky's
a bit of a
still,
journey, I think.
Lucky's
though.
still awkward
Yeah.
because of the whole
Yeah.
lick the face thing after the
Yeah.
spider freedom. So Lucky
Lucky just
like
he
taking
just
10
he wants
steps
his
back.
he's free space.
And I gotta say this: Eve doesn't sleep; she just dreams.
I feel like, and again, this is your character, so correct me if you see it otherwise, Mika, but I feel like Lucky probably just goes into lupus form to sleep, just like chooses the dog.
Yeah. So well, I think it depends. His dad's. I don't know. I haven't decided. I've thought about this since the first game. Like, is his dad also lupus or
Ooh.
not?
Or kinfolk.
And I feel like it's probably just easier to say he is.
I mean,
What if your
he would.
dad is behind the whole thing?
I mean, he would almost certainly be kin, just because, like, obviously literal kin, but like in Werewolf, kinfolk are not full Garou. They're not able to change, but they're close enough, essentially.
Okay. In that case, yes, Lucky. Then yeah, Lucky sleeps. Then Lucky doesn't have to worry. Lucky sleeps in wolf form. Yeah.
Your dad's like, Lucky never sleeps at home, but there's always this dog. Weird. The dog only shows up at night. Who knew?
And he wants to know who Lucky's dating. Who's the lucky girl? Who's the lucky boy? Who's the lucky non-binary person? Like, Lucky, where are you going? What you doing?
He's getting it every night.
Cowboys are very gay. You know?
They're often secretly fond of each other.
Yeah.
So secret. No one knows.
Yeah, period.
He's always very
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah, saying gay cowboy is like saying gay pirate. You're just saying gay twice.
Yeah, it's just redundancy.
So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But as you all awake, probably not early in the morning, you did have a pretty late night, so I would imagine you'd sleep in a ways through the day.
Lucky
Are you-
doesn't get to sleep in. His dad doesn't let him.
Even though your dad is miles away, Lucky's just
Yeah.
like, no, it's that
Let's get a
time."
telegram. Go
Yeah.
chop some wood.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is the plan at this point? Are you just walking right up and exploding the building, or knocking on the door, or what are we doing here?
I think we should.
Sadie is just waiting to see what Eve and Eddie are going to do.
So here's an idea I have. I think we should have the dynamite as a backup, but probably not like we should definitely have somewhere to go from there and not start at a 10. Because that doesn't leave very many options. But if Mr. Bain comes out here, then we'll have the big loud noise. So hopefully that will be a deterrent. But yeah, I don't know if we should just start bombing and lighting things on fire in midday.
Yeah,
Could
Mr.
just
Bain.
try to sneak in, see if anything going on.
Agreed.
Ollie, can you do that fancy thing that you did the last time? Can you peek in there?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe peeking in one more time before we go.
I think that's a prudent choice.
Ollie
to make.
makes the most sense out of all of us.
So I won't even have you roll this one, just
Okay.
because there are reasons.
It's empty.
Ollie, as you are attempting to augur, you get a glimpse inside. You don't see any people initially, but then you just see an eye very close up, which is strange because it's not like you're physically there or like there's a camera, but it's very close up. Like it is seemingly right in your face. And immediately you are essentially kicked out.
Well, they saw me that time.
So they're not sleeping.
Why'd you
No.
put the One Ring on? No.
I had to.
It's their precious.
It's so tempting. It's my precious.
Hurry up, get to the prancing pony. Let's go.
Sorry, we've only got the lazy beaver here. We'll have to.
Well, if we go in guns
Same
a-blazing, we can't stay in this town. We're gonna have to make a quick escape afterwards since it's day.
Well, what else is going on? Is there anything else around this? Like, we can't get in. Is it just this building, or is there other, because that you were saying that there was other stuff that was happening all over the place? Is it just here? Or is there?
I mean, you didn't get a lot of information from the spider. You got some hints, but nothing definitive otherwise.
Oh, we do still have that piece of paper.
Oh, yeah.
What
We
piece
should
of
look at the
paper?
town records.
Oh yeah.
Beat up some more interns.
Oh,
I forgot all
yeah.
about that paper. I'm that
Oh,
son. Do
yeah.
you remember that paper?
I don't even remember that we
It
had a
was-
paper.
Yeah, you
What
do
name
still
was
have the paper. It's a little drilled on. now.
Asher Willar.
Wait, what? My husband's sleeping.
Sadie being
It's-
Sadie.
It's Willis.
Oh, Willis. Okay. I misheard the last bit.
That's
Right,
okay.
let's find out who this person is.
Hmm. I didn't know we had a clue. This is Shannon being so ADD that I didn't even know there was a clue given to us at this
That's okay.
at
That's
some
okay.
point.
I think Ollie, you would probably know, and realistically, probably even Lucky as well, but because you are able to use augury, you would be a little bit more familiar and possibly able to use that as essentially like a link.
Ooh, okay. So it's a link to like look at the specific person, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that's what you would assume. And I
I
will
will
ask you,
try. Yeah. I understand.
there's no magic eye this time.
You can't. And intelligence, correct?
I believe
Nope,
so.
intelligence and wisdom. That's the one.
One of those.
Oh, you're on a not a spot I want you to be on.
Hate when that happens.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Jay. Glad somebody laughed at that.
Was that?
Oh,
That's wild.
I assumed you were laughing at my dumb, childish joke.
Okay, so 3 successes. One's
Okay.
a 10.
Okay, yeah, just 110. So,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, 2 10s.
Oh, okay. So that would make that, wow, math 5. Because a crit doubles.
Okay.
So instead of 2, it becomes 4. I can do basic math sometimes. So
All right.
I know.
Wow.
It's a struggle.
We're evolving before everyone's eyes.
So you have to really concentrate, Ollie. And initially, you're having a hard time making a connection just from this slip of paper. But eventually, your augury starts to get a more solid picture. And you see a pretty familiar landscape. You see the Bitterroot Valley, and you see a sleeping lynx.
Ah, it is the lynx. He is asleep.
The missing links.
I was
True.
waiting.
Say no more.
Wait, no, I think Jay made that joke earlier.
Now
you
it's
know,
a running
Or maybe
gag.
it was Rosie.
Yeah.
Someone made that
Also-
joke earlier.
Also, everyone knows that the second person to make the same joke, it's always bad.
Gets the more laughs.
Yeah.
Story of my life.
Aw,
Mine too.
No, it's the rule of
Same,
3.
the golden.
So Jay,
rule.
you have to make it again later when we've
Gotcha.
all forgotten about it.
Right.
In
But like
years
also
from now.
subvert it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ollie, you come back to your body essentially from almost like an astral projection type deal. And all of you here downstairs, there's a bit of a commotion as a wagon has arrived and some people are talking very loudly downstairs. And if you peer out the window, you see on the side of the wagon, in very ornate lettering, Premium Oil Company.
Oh,
No.
Snake oil.
Big oil.
big oil. Big
And-
Earl.
And we did talk about this last time, but it has been a while. Premium Oil Company later becomes the evil corporation Pentex. So
I guess arson is the way to
Sadie,
go.
you got that dynamite? Just toss it on out there, and we'll be like, where'd that come from? Crazy mine is out here throwing all this stuff around.
Are they going into that building?
no, they seem to be, you can assume, having come into the saloon.
I'm gonna go like tune my fiddle and eavesdrop on it.
I'm gonna check in for my shit.
I think it's more of an Addie's drop, but yes.
Ah,
No, I named it after her.
Yeah, so Sadie and Addie, as you go downstairs and you're trying to be very, very subtle, you can hear the man who seems to have been the main person who arrived discussing how they're in town for business. And Ollie, if you are also making your way downstairs, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
you would recognize two of the men who are sitting at the same table as people you saw inside of the secret society.
I will signal to Addie that I recognize them in some way. Be like,
Ollie stole third.
And it's also in the Macarena.
yep.
That song is
Um,
still me.
And then I'm going to, yeah, that does haunt me.
Pose.
And then I'm going to go very still and I'm going to use one of my other gifts. Which one is it? It's the. Doop-a-doo. Oops, too far. It's the blissful ignorance one. And I become practically invisible. So they can't have a harder time perceiving me.
Yeah, channeling your inner chameleon.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that Ollie, you're gonna have a little bit easier time hearing just because they don't know that you're there necessarily, or at least they don't remember that you're there because they weren't really paying attention, and now you're essentially invisible. And you overhear the man who seems to have just arrived, you assume in town for the first time, or first time today, being referred to as Jeremiah Lassiter,
We know him.
who, out of game, is the founder of the Premium Oil Company, and they're not being very subtle or sneaky, talking about how they have made a business agreement. They're not really specifying what kind of agreement, but essentially you gather that they have agreed to work together in some fashion.
All right.
And we did establish in the last session, Premium Oil was related directly to the mayor, and the mayor is the one who was responsible for the Ghost Vortex. So you all know pretty well. Premium oil is up to some shit.
I think while these people are meeting with premium oil, we should blow up their hideout.
I'm ready.
Am I close enough to any of them to possibly trip them?
Probably not, because then they really would have been paying attention, and it would have been basically either impossible, or you would have caused some delirium if you just disappeared.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know, that like, holy shit, someone just disappeared in front of my eyes kind of mental break.
All right. Instead, I'll just kind of spook Gwen as I move out of the area, because as soon as I move, I become visible again.
Yeah, I think probably the most flamboyant of them would be Jeremiah, and you don't literally, because I think you would move and become visible before he would notice you, but to him,
Yeah.
you essentially appear out of thin air. He's like, Jesus.
Oh, sorry. Pardon me. I'm just gonna head on out.
Yeah, you should probably do that. Maybe don't sneak up on people.
It's never intentional.
Mm-hmm. What about the rest of you? Because I know some of you are probably still
I'm
upstairs.
watching from. Sorry,
No, you're fine.
I'm watching from the door.
I'm
You know, doing my job, and which I was going to say acting like the bouncer, but I am the bouncer. But that's what I'm doing.
pretending to be the bouncer.
Yeah.
Very,
I'm
very
pretending to be the bouncer
effectively.
because I'm not really going to do anything. But I mean, I
Sadie's
will.
actually a method actor.
Addie taught me everything she knows.
I don't work much.
So, even Lucky, are you coming downstairs?
I'm staring out the window using my penumbra eyes to see if I can see anything strange about the wagon or here.
Absolutely. I won't even ask you to roll. With your penumbral senses, it absolutely, I would say reeks, but in a visual sense, whatever the visual equivalent of worm corruption.
Crawling with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bleh. Can you set the scene for me again? Where's everyone at?
So so Addie, Sadie, and Ollie are downstairs. Ollie just kind of vibing in the saloon. Addie getting tuned up, and Sadie being the bouncer.
Okay, it's just okay.
Yeah, the old white men are at a table, being very obnoxious and loud, and old white men.
And how many of them are there?
3.
And how many were seen in the vision?
About a dozen.
Okay,
And
so
Jeremiah was not seen in the vision.
He just arrived in the wagon.
so is there anybody else in the saloon right now?
You know, we'll say it's the crack of noon. There are a few, but not a lot of people. It's still fairly early.
So I think we should try and sneak into the building again since it's daytime. Bat might be asleep. Half of them are in the saloon right now.
I did see that eye though.
I'm talking sneak in and flesh and blood.
So Lucky, I mean, at this point, I think that you all have more or less discussed several different options, but what would you be advocating for? Like, would you be on board with just storming the castle, so to speak?
Have fun storming the castle.
I guess Lucky's. I feel like Lucky is feeling like he would just be direct, like just go there, knock on the door, be like, "Hi, here's Mama's spoon bread. Hi, howdy. What y'all doing?"
I support that. I think that's, while we're all doing all of this, if you're just randomly doing that and we don't even know, like, that's amazing.
Yeah, actually, I really like the idea of just not that they were necessarily intentionally ignoring Lucky, but
Right.
he just has a way of almost going unnoticed. It's borderline supernatural. Yeah, so I like the idea that he
What
just
an adorable young
walks down
man.
the street.
I
What
feel
was
like
that?
I should have. I feel like I should have just put all of my points into stealth.
Just have like 20 in stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too
You
late now.
just show up with some like banana bread and it's great.
Yeah,
In a little basket.
but I do like the idea that Lucky would just like kind of not sneak off, but just walk off. It's still
Wander.
yeah, and just be
Probably.
like,
I think he
hey.
gets this from
Yeah.
his dad. Like, like you're supposed to be direct. It's how you're supposed to do it.
He has the audacity. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you were up before all of us anyway. You've already done a full day's work. We're just getting up and strolling
Yeah,
on
Yeah,
down
yeah,
the
shower.
probably. Yeah, he's there right now. Actually, none of you know where he is.
Yeah. Nobody.
But he's
Nobody
just
really.
gone on his own.
I
Yeah.
thought he went all the way home.
Eve's just watching, going, "Oh dear God."
And you know what? Because you did say like Lucky kind of wanted a little bit of space. That I think maybe he might have even like slept downstairs, like in more the saloon area, just in lupus form. And yeah, so I think probably we'll back this up a little bit before anyone else is awake, before anyone knows of the presence of premium oil. That will still happen in a minute, but Lucky just goes and knocks on the door, the crack of dawn.
With
And-
some spoon bread. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
That he baked before dawn,
Yeah.
just casually.
Round the flower.
And an old white man answers the door and says, "You lost?"
I was actually wondering if you were lost. What y'all doing here?
Who are you to... It just shuts the door.
Knock, knock, knock.
They open the door with pistol in hand, pointed at you.
I brought bread. You brought me a pistol? That's so kind of you. I don't need
They
one,
just
though.
take the bread and shut the door.
Bring out my pistol. Knock, knock, knock.
Oh, I love this so much.
They don't answer.
Well, fuck, I tried.
And this all happened while the rest of the pack was fast asleep.
Yes.
That's
And
amazing.
now he's
Love
back
it.
there. Everyone's awake, doing their thing. The old men are on the same, and now Lucky's just there reading the weekly world news. Having
Like,
a whiskey.
Writing your next
This
column.
afternoon whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, went for a little jog around Missoula,
Mhm.
in your Old West, whatever their workout gear would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to imagine that you were out doing your own thing, and then you just
Lucky has
came
a
back.
whole other life.
Yeah, you were working on your zine.
Yeah.
Came back around noon and just see all of your friends doing random fuckery, which is pretty normal for your friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would definitely see, and you would know, because it was something you had already encountered, that seeing this premium oil wagon and these old white men, even though you don't necessarily know until Ollie fills you in who the other men are, or even who Jeremiah would be, the premium oil is a huge red flag.
And I think we got Jeremiah's name for the documents that we got.
That is true. That is true. I believe you are correct.
Okay, so Jeremiah was the Werelings,
No. So
No.
Jeremiah Lassiter is
the
Founder.
Werebat. No, the founder.
the founder of Premium Oil.
We are all firing on all pistons tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between the five of us, we have a single brain cell happening
Oh,
right
geez.
now. That's
Mhm.
where we're at.
That's okay.
Just one.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
How
So
did I
it's-
miss? I don't know how I made this misconnection.
I did the
Okay.
same thing, but in
Just
a
to-
different one.
Just to recap,
Okay.
Jeremiah Lassiter is the founder of Premium Oil, aka
Okay.
Pentex later.
Yes.
Asher Willis is your Werelynx friend, and then
Yes.
Percy is the Werebat.
Okay. All right.
That's okay. We're pretty
It's
close to
gonna be a
wrapping.
quiz later.
But as you all realize that you hadn't really noticed that Lucky wasn't there, you see that he walks in very casually. Lucky, would you mention to anyone, either subtly or not so subtly, about your little solo adventure?
No.
Actually, Ronald would see.
That is true. That is very true. Fantastic point. Thank you for reminding me, Jay.
He did a great impression of me. Just
Yeah, that was Rosie. If you guys didn't.
Actually,
And I wouldn't have known where Lucky went, but Sadie feels like super weird and awkward now after the whole spider incident. So she's like a little bit concerned that like Lucky's like, where is he? Is he ever
Yeah,
coming
my
back?
spider.
Oh God, what did I do? Like,
Aw.
so
When
will my
Sadie's a
Lucky
little
return
bit
for
freaked
more?
out.
It's been 8 hours.
Freaked out by the whole thing. Yeah.
yeah, she's just been staring wistfully out the
It's
saloon
been
doors.
almost 10 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, no, I think Jay, you're absolutely right that Eve, you get a little spiritual tattletale coming to tell you stories about your pal Lucky.
He won't say anything, but just give Lucky a look.
Huh? Well, I don't. What?
Did you
Sure.
say
Hi,
me?
hi, Eve.
You say me any bread?
Yes.
Good.
And as you all are kind of killing time, trying to figure out what you're going to do, Sadie, being the bouncer, you see as some familiar faces from last night walk very confidently into the bar. And they immediately make a beeline for your pal Lucky.
These are the guys that were at the bar that I kicked out
They
the first
sure
time.
are. They sure are.
I'm gonna stick my leg out as they walk in so that the first one falls down and the rest of them fall all on top of them. That's what my goal is anyway.
Yeah, I think you successfully
Hey.
trip the leader, and immediately they stand up, gun in hand, and say, "You and me, let's go."
Walk much.
Got him.
Let's go.
All right, we don't have time for this, fellas. Let me just buy y'all around. Buy y'all around. I mean, buy one of you a drink, and y'all can just share it.
Get some straws.
Some straws, because I don't actually have the money to pay for all of you to have your own shots. But can we just not?
The idea of straws in one shot makes it that much better.
Right.
They all get like one sip.
Can I look over at Joe and give him like the eye so that he goes and gets the shittiest whiskey that's underneath whatever? Like, we've got a special reserve bottle behind the bar that's just for the assholes that we give them, and it's like it's just enough whiskey that they don't know that it's not fully whiskey, but it's just
Right.
filled with all other kinds of
Cut
crap.
with water.
Everybody's
Backwa-
spit in it. Yeah, it's a whole,
Backwash
Yeah.
bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Tobacco
Yeah.
spit.
exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah. The
With the
spittoon.
spittoon.
Yeah. It's been an aged smoked barrel.
Yeah.
Artisan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Joe just kind of like cocks his head at you and is like, Sadie, I mean, the man challenged you.
I said, let's go.
And he just kind of like waves you on, like, okay, go do your thing.
Outside and watch.
And so this man is going to push past you and wait out in the street.
So I'm just gonna look back over at Lucky. I guess he wants it.
Oh my God, we don't have time. I don't have the patience for this. Can we just not?
You would think, but that's where you'd be wrong.
Yeah.
And so
I'm gonna trip him again on the way out.
Walk
I
much
think
again.
he's aware enough that he would definitely see that coming and glare at you, but continue walking. And so I think you would know enough to know kind of the expectation here is to stand back to back, walk 10 paces, turn, and shoot.
Okay, while this is happening, because Sadie's a little bit unaware of, she's the bouncer and they just got her out of the bar. So she's a little bit aware of like, okay, what's going on back there? Do I see anything or clock anything weird as I'm walking out the door?
Weird how?
Like, are they trying to remove people from there so that they can do some kind of weird secret attack or something in the bar now that they're, are they picking us off kind of deal,
I mean, I don't think that any of you would assume that there's a connection. Like,
Okay.
there's not been any other signs that there's any relation between these men from the bar and any of the fuckery that's been going on with mages and worm
Okay.
shit. So, you make your way outside, and how I want to do this is I'm going to have you essentially do an opposed dex roll, so just your dex, and then whoever gets the better is who is going to shoot.
Have decks.
I would really hope that you do. If you don't, I'm a little concerned.
So just decks. I'm not adding anything to it. Like, I don't
Right.
add my firearm or anything to that.
For this, I just am wanting to see how this is going to play out
Oh,
speed-wise.
While this is all happening, you've obviously looking out the second story window. Probably see Sadie and the other guy walk out, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, she's going to get her rolling block rifle just in case something goes wrong, and get it
Absolutely.
ready.
Absolutely.
A
And-
1 and a 6.
Okay. And when you say something goes wrong, like if there's something like cheating wise, or
If there's cheating, if anyone else runs out there, if It looks like Sadie might be in some trouble, but she'll let it play out because she doesn't want to impede Sadie's honor. So
Sure. Yeah, I think that from the second story, you see at about step 8, this man starts to take the 9th step and turns.
Should I shoot the pistol out of his hand?
Absolutely. I will let you try.
Good thing I'm witnessing this. I must write a song about it.
I mean, if Eve doesn't, I will.
It's like
As soon
15
as I-
bullets come out of everywhere. He's like, what the hell?
As soon as I hear the bullet too, I'm gonna turn and drop to the ground.
Oh, it's not a bad idea. And can this be considered sniping?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. That's
Oh,
6 successes.
Nice.
Wow.
well,
You-
heck.
Absolutely are able to shoot this in such a way, unless you're intending to cause harm, that it
No.
doesn't
Just insult.
physically harm. Yeah, just pride is hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
I'm assuming that Sadie will just drop her gun, go there, start wailing on it.
Yep, it's exactly. What the hell?
yeah, I think
You ain't got no honor. You don't ever show your face here again.
oh, you're just gonna yell. You're not gonna. beat
Oh
the
no,
shit-
I just what Eve said. I ran right over there and started pounding on him.
Yeah. Give me strength and brawl, please.
I'm searching for a rhyme for bloodstained.
Smooth brained.
Wait, I ran out of
Ooh.
dice. Okay, wait, I'm gonna run these. So
Google when scientists discovered that ridges were correlated to.
Well, I mean, I gotta say, Garou are probably very familiar with what a human brain looks like at this point.
That's true.
If you frenzy once, I mean, you're gonna see it.
I'm just having flashbacks to Whimsy and the
the
rain from 1990.
five successes.
I was thinking cilantro.
Dang.
Yeah, so 5 successes. You absolutely wail on this man. Seeing this, his friends are going to come out and they're all going to attempt to attack you as well. What are the rest of you doing? I mean, you can absolutely hear the gunshot and then yelling, and clearly somebody's getting pummeled.
Bro.
Yeah. So I've been outside because I've been witnessing everything. I
Right.
think I
Right.
am gonna whip out my clave and start stabbing people.
Do you have a knife clave?
I
Or
do.
do
I
you
have a dagger.
I couldn't remember because I know that Lucky has the gun version.
Yep, I have a
Yeah.
dagger.
Okay.
It's not
But-
your fiddle bow.
No. But instead of using that, I'm just gonna start. I forgot that my whole point was that I throw knives, so I'm gonna start just throwing knives at others.
Also, I don't know what this does, but I have Raging Strike. I deal extra damage in a brawl. Or with brawl, it says.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I thought that was the one where you had to essentially like extend claws.
I don't know. It says Gifts and Rights Strike, deal extra damage with brawl. I don't know if there's more in the thing that I did not write down.
Yeah,
but
I don't remember now off the top of my head.
I
But
don't- you can try to
either
find it.
way, he's essentially defenseless because I mean, you just jumped
Well, this
him.
is for the other guys coming at me.
Right. We'll get to that in just a second. What about Ollie and Lucky?
If I can inconvenience them in any way as they make their way out, like pull a jacket over their head or or just do that sort of thing.
You also trip them.
Yeah.
Again.
So just a bunch of hubbubs going on right now.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Just
And how close is Lucky to me?
Lucky, I mean, as far as I know, was still inside, but I don't know. Did
Yeah.
you go outside
Okay.
to watch?
No, Lucky was still inside.
But I mean, do you, whenever you hear this commotion, do you follow?
I want to keep. What are the three old men doing?
Keep reading.
I feel like you're at the bar, just like, what the hell?
Yeah, just reading your newspaper, not caring.
He's had a full day already.
Exactly.
It's time for a siesta.
Yeah.
I think the three old white men are just kind of griping about the riffraff and how you just can't go anywhere out here. You know, there's always somebody starting something.
While I'm pounding this guy, I'm just going to be
I
yelling.
turned
It's
to
almost
Lucky
like
and
somebody wants a distraction. This would be a great distraction. Somebody needed it. While I'm just
A distraction for what?
punching. That's all I'm saying. Like, just...
So would Lucky just be staying inside and trying to keep an eye on the
I'm
three
trying
men?
to think
then?
of like the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to like go up to the men myself. And
I mean,
I
you
love
did have the audacity to just walk up to essentially the bad guy's lair. And
You
give
Um,
him
have
a
bread.
but now I'm trying to
You
think
have-
of like, what would I even ask them? Because I did.
How
not
about
think
that
this
scuffle
through.
outside? Pretty distracting, right?
So you guys
can't-
like oil?
Yeah.
Oil.
Are y'all
I
new to
mean,
town? I'm sorry. Normally it's not like this. Here, let me get y'all something to drink. Sorry for the
Oh.
disturbance.
It'll be swill.
I think Jeremiah would again just sort of speak for everyone and just say, I only drink top shelf, so
All right, then we'll get you top shelf. Get you something special.
well, it's mighty generous of you. And who might you be?
Oh, my name's Lucky.
Well, seems to be our lucky day then.
Ooh. Ruh-roh.
I didn't plan this far ahead.
You got this. You got this. Come on.
Joke's on you, neither did I.
I love it.
I did.
So what brings y'all around these parts? Y'all don't look very familiar, or at least not familiar to this here establishment.
Well, I came quite a ways. Actually, trying to expand our business out here in Montana. Seems to be a pretty good place to be drilling for oil.
All right, I don't know much about the oil business myself. Perhaps you can enlighten me.
And because I know fuck all about oil, he's going to
Sounds
monologue for quite a while. Like as
Oh, no.
long as Lucky will listen, he will talk.
That's
your ear
fine.
off
My
about-
intelligence is almost maxed out, so I'm sure Lucky's loving
I know
this.
more than you.
I know
Yeah,
more.
Lucky actually knows more about oil than he lets on. Ends up having a great
Tell
conversation
me about this
oil.
petroleum. You know.
What do you do with said oil? Yeah, I think Ollie, you are able to slow down the other men at least enough that it's not going to lead to Sadie just getting the shit beat out of her. Not that they could beat the shit out of in a room, but
Good luck.
Sadie's just playing.
yeah.
Just trying to keep him busy.
She's fun.
So, I mean, you beat this man. I guess how far would you take it?
Oh, I'm just playing. I'm not. Yeah, I'm just. Yeah,
It's
Well, I mean,
probably
I
more
want him to not
insulting
come
than
back.
anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want him to not come back to the bar ever, and I want this to play out as long as I can milk it, because I'm hoping that the rest of the crew is plotting something and doing getting into somewhere, and this is distraction time. So I just want to play it out, kind of go
Yeah.
from one to the other kind of deal. Let them think they're winning and then come back. That's the goal.
So I mean, you are attempting to milk this as best you can. You do notice though that the other 4 seem to be trying to gang up on Ollie. And Lucky, you're downstairs. You could see this pretty clearly too.
Okay.
Eve is going to jump from the second window onto the back of one of the others that are ganging up on Ollie.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
I
hoot and
think-
holler when that happens.
Because
Woo!
Eve
Woo!
don't give a fuck.
Woo!
I've been shot. No, gonna hurt that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Just like New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly.
I think between Ollie slowing them down, Addie throwing knives at them, Lucky's
Suck
doing
it.
a little oil
Just
conversation.
make a night like marks. Like you're not actually sticking in. You're just like.
I don't know. I feel
Acrobat.
like Addie's gonna cut some people.
No, but I mean, she's making designs, is what I mean.
I'm not
She's
slashing.
playing.
I'm literally throwing.
Yeah. And then Eve, you jumping down kind of is the straw that broke the camel's back, and they're just like, fuck this. And they decide that they're not going to go after Ollie. They go, and the 4 of them are going to do their best to get Sadie off of their friend, who is now unconscious, and they're dragging him away. And
Walk much.
Lucky,
Lest you find yourself another bar.
Lucky, as all of this is happening outside, you hear the commotion starting to die down a little bit. Jeremiah says, well, it's been mighty fine having this conversation. You don't meet a lot of folks who know quite so much about oil, but I'm afraid we've got some business to attend to. And he and the other 2 stand up and start to walk out.
I shoot them dead.
The end.
Yeah.
I choose violence.
I'm choosing violence. Ugh.
Are you?
I turn into a wolf and eat them.
Bite the face off.
Smooth brain.
Yeah.
Love it. We're all just like, let's blow them up. Let's eat them. Let's shoot
Yeah.
them.
I know. What is
There's a
going
lot
on
of
with us
rage
right
in this
now?
room.
So, is anyone actually doing anything as these 3 men go to leave?
Are they walking out by where we were fighting?
I mean, there's only the one way, really. So, yeah.
I'm gonna trail them, I think.
Yeah.
So, you go to trail them, and Eve, from the shadows off to your left, you hear a voice that at this point is somewhat familiar say, I wouldn't do that.
You again, huh?
It's me again.
You got that pistol? Or do you want to try a little hand to hand?
Game if you are.
I'm game.
Is
Are
this
you doing
happening in
anything?
the area where we can see what's happening?
I mean, I don't think that the secret society is horribly far from the saloon. I mean, it's not right next door or anything. But you could absolutely see that Eve was following these men and then stopped.
Okay. I'm just going to go to a spot where I can keep an eye out.
What about the rest of you?
Same.
Can I attempt to sneak closer?
Mm-hmm. Sure can. While they're rolling for that, Lucky, what are you doing?
I don't
Oh,
know.
am I rolling? What am I rolling? What am I
Don't read-
rolling?
This
Fire.
whole time I've been wanting. I've got this ability called Curse of Aeolus, where I make fog, and it's just in the back of my head this entire time, like just for aesthetics. I just want to be fog.
Wait a minute.
Uh,
Okay, so you all were trying to sneak into this place, and you could have cast fog
I didn't think of it like
We are
that.
crushing this day.
Honestly,
and silence.
that is classic Lucky.
Yeah, really.
I would never use the power of fog for evil.
didn't really think it'd
Instead, I'm
help us
gonna make
that much
bread.
if we were like,
All right, Alana, what'd you get?
I got 3 10s. One
Nice.
is a rage. 2 or so 5 successes total with the dice.
Okay.
And then no ones.
Perfect. Yeah, so you are able to pretty stealthily. Are you just trying to get to Eve, or are you
Yeah,
just
I'm just
following the men?
gonna I'll I'll attempt to follow the men. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah. I think that probably how Ollie would be so stealthy and unnoticed would be that they would get on top of the buildings and
Yeah.
just kind of go that way. Yeah, or the fog.
I'm gonna parkour my way.
Mhm. Hardcore.
Little Assassin's Creed up in
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, Missoula.
The spinoff we didn't know we needed. Yeah.
With
What
like
am
a
I
Carmen
supposed to
San
be
Diego
rolling for?
hat.
Yes.
Oh no, it was just Alana who was rolling.
Oh, okay.
Ellie has definitely read Eve's mind. While the bat's away, the wolves can play.
True. Yeah, Ollie, you are able to follow. You feel like they're really not paying attention, and you are able to get close enough that you can peer inside before they shut the door.
Ooh, okay. I will
And
do that.
it seems like they are having some sort of meeting again.
Can I
Like they
glean any information from the meeting?
So they're no longer trying to be subtle at all about their intentions. You absolutely can overhear just bits and pieces before the door is shut of Jeremiah blatantly asking what these mages can do, like what their powers can do to amplify what he's doing. Very openly talking about the worm and their plans.
Okay.
Another-
I will run back. What?
Arson time.
I was just gonna
Just
say another
throw
meeting that
out-
could have been an email. Mine.
Throw a bomb in there while the door's shutting.
Like you do.
Be
What were you
beautiful.
going to say though?
I'll report back to everyone and signal to Eve I got some information.
I think Eve's a little occupied currently.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
I'll go to the
before-
rest.
well, I was going to say, because you were following, in order to see inside, you would have had to have gotten back down. And so after the door is shut, you can clearly see that Eve has stopped to talk to someone, probably
Oh,
looking a little bit tense. Like it's not a casual conversation necessarily. You don't immediately see anyone, but sort of in the shadow of the building, you can make out a humanoid shape.
Okay. I'll go closer. I'm afraid to go closer. They seem to be very perceptive.
So, Ollie, as you are attempting to get closer, you hear the voice say, I wouldn't do that. I can shoot both of you.
Fair. I'll stop and not back off.
Anybody else doing anything?
I was just trying to keep an eye on Eve to make sure that nothing happened with the stopping.
I mean, would you be getting closer then?
No, because my stealth is crap. So I would know that, and I would be just staying far enough that I can see and like move extremely fast if I need to help.
Sure. What about Addie and Lucky?
So as Ollie came back, I would motion to them probably if
Well, they didn't come back to report
All
to
the
you because
way.
they were going to see what's going on with Eve, and
Okay.
you can see. Lucky, you went outside at this point, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you can clearly see what I've already sort of described, that Eve has stopped. It's a little hard to tell from a distance the body language, but it is a little strange that she stopped. You can see that Ollie was approaching Eve from the other side, and then stopped and put their hands up and backed up. I think, Lucky, this is prime fog time.
Yeah, I'm doing the fog.
Do you need a roll
It's
for that? I don't
time.
remember.
So yes, it's Res and Glory. What's the RES?
Also, can I see
Resolve.
the guy
Resolve.
that's talking
Resolve.
to Eve?
Oh yeah. No, you
And
cannot.
1 willpower. Let me bring up the official. I have it pulled up. It's right here. Total renown 3. Okay, so costs 1 willpower.
Mhm.
The pool is resolve in glory. Where is my willpower? There's my willpower. I've got plenty of willpower.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be fine to spend 1. If you were fucked up by spending 1 willpower, I would be very concerned.
Okay, so it's what did I say? Resolve in glory. My glory is 2. My I don't know what my resolve is.
it's under mental.
It's under what?
Mental.
Under mental.
I thought you
3.
just called
So
him mental.
5. Okay. Would rage being? Would I still have my 2 for rage?
Yep.
Those 2 will be my rage. Okay. Ooh, excellent. That is 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, 2 successes. You were able to.
So that gives me 2 house sizes worth.
Yeah.
I do
Hey.
believe.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I mean, you were able to make.
Oh, it's a
some-
difficulty of 2. Never mind. Each success in the margin allows these to recover an area roughly the size of a house of fog. Everyone in the fog suffers 2 dice penalty to awareness and firearms tests.
Yeah.
So, yes, about the area roughly of 2 houses. Yeah.
So I mean, you are able to do this. I mean, you'd have to get a little bit closer in order to be able to use this to where it would envelop your friends and protect them. But I don't think Lucky would have an issue with getting closer in this case. So, Eve and Ollie, Sadie, you would also be covered by this because you were close enough, but still a little ways away. It weirdly, in the middle of the day in springtime, Montana, starts to get foggy.
Would we know this is something Lucky could do?
Probably not. It hasn't really happened yet. So, unless
Yeah.
he's just like, listen, guys, I'm going to do this one day.
Be ready.
Yeah, just wait and
Yeah,
see.
that's why I was asking. Yeah.
But
I'm
I
just
feel
like,
like
ooh, look at the weather.
I feel like he keeps a lot of things kind of close to the
Yeah.
vest.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like he probably hasn't told you all that he can do this.
Mhm.
But I think that most of you, for sure, are intelligent enough to know that this fog would be a really good opportunity to get away from the werebat with much less risk of being murdered.
Oh, but Eve's already issued a challenge.
But we can't see. So I saw Eve, but I can't see. Like Eve's talking to an invisible person. Just set the scene for me here. Or
Not
if this
invisible.
person's around the corner.
not invisible. Because they are in the shadow and because of what they are, it's pretty hard for you to see them. Ollie, who is a lot closer, can see an indistinct figure, but I mean, it's more hearing the voice and sort of the implication. Sadie, they're not invisible. You just can't really see them. They're practically
Can I-
invisible.
Okay. I would, as the fog is rolling in, then in whatever way works, I would probably try to use, because my goal is to get to Eve, because I can see Eve is something's not right. So I'm going to use the fog to get as close as I can to Eve until I can either see this person or, if my goal would be to get behind them if I can, but at least get to a point where I can be helpful to Eve and kind of see what's going on over there.
If you mean behind the werebat, you can't because
Yes.
they are up against the building.
Okay.
But you can definitely get closer. And so, Eve, I hear what you're saying, that you have issued a challenge. I think it sounds like your friends are trying to get you out of there, though. So either Ollie or Sadie, what are you doing to try to diffuse the situation? Or, I mean, Addie or Lucky, you're welcome to do something here as well.
I'm definitely waiting to see what Eve is going to do. I just want to get myself in a similar to the shoot the gun out of the hand. I'm just getting myself in a position to be able to jump in if Eve needs it.
Yeah.
Ollie's probably gonna try and find a way to get out of there and use the distraction or the cover of the fog.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to do. If you're just trying to get away, they can do that very easily.
Okay. I might
about
have
Addie?
forgot to put anything in melee or.
So my original plan was to sneak up and stab him, but I probably can't do that if there's fog.
Oh, Eve will kill you.
I mean, you could definitely sneak better in the fog, but I think that you would certainly know, given your past interactions with the werebat, trying to sneak up and stab him is pretty likely to get either you or one of your companions shot.
So I would probably also try to go in there to drag Eve away because I didn't hear her issue a challenge. So in my mind, she has just stiffened up. So
And I mean, this is also your partner we're talking about.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
I mean, what would you be saying to Eve to try and talk her down?
Well, so I was too far away, so I don't know that she even has issued this challenge. In
Right.
my mind, she just froze. So I'm like, oh shit, I need to get in there.
I think as you approach, knowing her pretty well, the body language is clearly tense in not so much a fear way as it is like that fight or flight.
Oh, Eve's pissed off. This is the second time that Percy's got the drop on her, and she's kind of curious to see what Werebat can do.
You got it under control, Eve?
I got it under control. You ready to dance, Percy?
Lucky, do you have any input here? As your friends are not taking your clever exit strategy.
Wow, it sure would be convenient right now to just slip away. Get shit done.
Lucky, I've issued a challenge. My honor is hinging upon this.
Oh,
I
God
will
damn
not
it.
turn tail.
Don't tell my dad I said that. Let's just.
It's just a little fisticuffs. We ain't going to result into no.
All right, well, I just made it much more difficult for you, so I'm going.
Going where?
Good luck. I don't know
you're
where
just
I'm going. I guess I don't know what I'm doing.
Is the door to this house covered in this fog?
The secret society.
Uh-huh.
I think Eve was about halfway there, so probably not.
Okay.
And Eve, you realize that you had been talking to someone. It was pretty hard, even though you were fairly close to them, it was pretty hard to see them, even at that distance. You get the distinct feeling that they're not there anymore.
Let's see. We got us a coward. Okay, Percy.
Did I notice them move or anything?
None of you saw anything.
I see your true colors. Don't worry. We'll find our chance. We'll see what you're made of.
And with that, I think that's a good place for us to end for the night, because it's been a little longer than I had planned, but I was having so much fun that I didn't want to.
Same.
Me too.
Fantastic.
I think that's a fun place to end with just the fog
Yeah.
covering everywhere.
The
Some
fog,
fights
yeah.
about to happen. Lucky being like just throwing his hands up, like, oh my gosh. I tried.
Exactly.
A 5'0" angry Cajun just yelling at the
A
Damn, we're on
5'11",
back.
the 5'11" Galliard going, if you die, die well, and I'll sing about you.
I'm from the backwater of
6'3".
Louisiana.
I'll make
I've
bread
eaten
for
worse
everyone.
than that.
Amazing. All right. Well, I'm going to kick us over to the outro screen. If you all would stick around for a little bit, though. Everyone, thank you for coming and watching. It has been a blast. We will see you all in a few weeks. We'll be back for another Werewolf Wild West. And we're going to, as long as they're still actually going, rate our friends over at Even Footing Games. So we will see you all next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.